Hey guys, it's Joette with Balloon Coach, and today I'm really excited that Stacy had reached out to me to let me know about some awesome marketing tools that she uses that she thought would be really helpful for other people in the balloon industry to use. And so the creator of Event Hawk is here with us, Tariq, and he is going to teach you some marketing tips that are going to blow you away. And what I want you to do is get out your notebook, get out a pen, and be able to take some notes of some great tips that he's going to share with you that you can apply to your business right now and DIY it and do it yourself if that's what you so choose, if you're very tech inclined and have a lot of time on your hands. But what I love about his training is I practiced it with him where he showed me some of the information last week. And just the tips that he shared throughout the training were wonderful. He's also made a great chart for us about customer management systems and the different things that they offer, which is something people ask me for all of the time. Like, hey, what if I go with this or this? What can it do for me? So I appreciate you taking that extra time to make that tool for the balloon industry to be able to easily look at things. That'll be one of his slides today. But as you're going through this marketing process, thank you, Stacy, for sharing things that worked for you. Tariq, I can't wait for people to be empowered to increase converting people who are visiting their website into customers. And then there's also this great organization stuff behind the scenes that's just kind of really honestly blew my mind because I've been researching these kind of systems for years. And you've really put together a great system. So I'm looking forward to your training. And wow, welcome to everybody who's on live with us today. Welcome, welcome. So glad that you're having. We even have William here from Ireland. We have folks from Michigan, Scotland, California, lots of folks, Canada, yay. So guys, welcome everybody, glad that you're here. And remember, you can always ask questions in the chat, but Tariq does have a really great presentation for us. So during part of it, understand he's not ignoring you, but he wants to get through all the material. And then at the end, I know for sure he'll answer your questions for you as much as he can.
And
So
I set up a group too
a group chat.
for later after. If they have questions after, I set up a Facebook group that they can pop into with questions. I'll be happy to answer.
Oh, love it. So, Stacy, thank you so much for sharing what's working for you with the industry. A lot of times people like to keep things a secret. And I appreciate that you're saying, hey, here's some things that really work for me. And I want to help you guys improve and be more profitable.
So I guess it's my turn to go then.
Yes.
All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you. Well, wow. First of all, what a turnout. This is I was, when Stacy told me about what you guys do, I was like, okay, I'm more than happy to. Stacy's been a client of mine for a little while, and I'm like, I'm more than happy to always talk to people. I love talking to people, but I did not expect this kind of turnout. You guys are awesome. I know just what Stacy taught me about the industry, and it's like, wow. So thank you guys for joining on, and I especially appreciate all the people with their cameras on. You guys are beautiful people. I'm used to whenever I do a webinar, I literally have 100 people in and like only 2 people have their cameras on. And I'm just talking to myself. So that's really cool. Always appreciate that. Welcome everyone. My name is Tariq with Event Hawk. I'll just jump right in and want to start out by just sharing a little bit about myself. I'm a party rental business owner. We started, my wife and I, about 8 years ago, we started a party rental business out of Chicago. I actually went to school for healthcare. So I had a really good career in radiology. And life was great, right? I really moved up in my career. I became head of my department, started teaching at a local college. But just like all of you guys, I had an entrepreneur mindset. I wanted to be my own boss. So I started business after business after business, and most of them just failed. You don't really know what you're doing until I got into this industry, into party rentals. So we did bounce houses, that kind of stuff. And, it's, as you guys know, there's a lot of demand. So we did make money, but we didn't make enough money to where I could quit my job. And that was really the kicker, where a lot of us, we don't realize, like, there's money to be made in business, but for you to make enough to not only support your business, not only pay your business bills, but also cover your rent, your mortgage, your insurance, that's a whole nother level. And I tried for years to get to that level, and I never did. And my wife was starting to say, like, listen, I support you, I appreciate this, but every summer we're seeing you less and less. Your kids are growing up, and you're just spending more and more time on this business, and you keep, you have these dreams, and that's fine, but I don't think it's ever going to get to the point where you could quit your job. And I'm like, you would just let me quit my job first, then I can grow this business, And she's like, absolutely not until you're making enough money to where we can do this. She wouldn't let me quit. Long story short, I tried everything. I hired marketers. I tried subscribing to all these different things. Nothing worked. I realized very quickly that this industry, the event rental industry, all these us as event people, it's very unique. And I've never found anybody who knew how to do like marketing and stuff that actually worked. I spent thousands of dollars a month on marketing, and I've got calls for house rentals instead of bounce house rentals. And at that point, I was just like, you know what? I know this works because Apple can do it and Amazon can do it and all these big companies can do it. I just have to figure out how to do it for my company, for my rental business. So I did. I spent all of my time, all of my money. I hired mentors. I took courses. I spent a lot of time trying to figure this out. And lo and behold, we started to implement what we learned, and we nearly tripled our revenue in one season. And it got to the point where my wife, literally, I still have the text from her begging me to quit. She's like, you need to quit today. I can't do this on my own. I'm tired. This is not going to work. So that's kind of where I am now. Our business grew so fast once we did the things that I'm going to share with you today. So I'm very excited to share these with you guys, how we did it. How did I get to where I am today? I just started seeing people like you guys ask questions on Facebook, like, hey, how do you do this? And how do you do that? I'm like, hey, I had the same problem, and here's how I solved it. I did this on my own, and you can too. You don't have to hire anybody. You could totally do this just like me. And like 5 minutes later, every time I'd get a message like, hey, can I just pay you to do this for me? I'm like, no, you can't pay. I'm not a marketer. I have my own business to worry about. The demand got so crazy. Every day I'd wake up with more and more messages. I looked at my wife and I'm like, listen, there's a demand for this. So many people need help. And I'm really starting to fall in love with the marketing world. What if we sold the event business and started to just do marketing? And at that point, she's like, I'll throw my ring at you. It's over. If you're going to sit here and take me down another rabbit hole, I just can't do this. We're finally making money, and you want to get rid of the one thing that's making us money to follow another dream. So long story short, after a lot of convincing, she finally agreed to run the party rental business so that I can talk to you guys full time. In fact, I'd like to show her off. Her desk is right next to mine. She's not here right now because she's sick of hearing me all day on my meetings, but that's pretty much where we're at right now. I get to do this full time, talk to you beautiful people, and she runs our business. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Thank you. I see some clapping. She's great. Go ahead.
Let me jump in here for 1 second, Tariq, because these people are probably wondering a little bit like, who's this guy? And he's talking about rentals and why is he here? So guys, I run a company that does rentals, decor, and entertainment. And I use all of Tariq's tools to work all of my different aspects of my business. And his tools work just as well for our industry in balloons as they do for renting a bounce house, as they do for renting a tent, as they do for renting lawn signs. So, or decor. So just so you know, it's translatable knowledge and systems that we're talking about. So when you hear Tariq refer to rentals and his company and that kind of stuff, please understand that that's where the grassroots of this started. I've been watching Tariq grow for 2 years, literally 2 years. And he has done so much to take his product to the next level, and their customer service is absolutely amazing. I wouldn't bring this out to you if I didn't think that some of you would get it. It's definitely something that my husband's in internet marketing, and he's been doing that for 15 years. And I've watched him talk about every single thing in pieces. There's mailing lists, there's SEO, there's marketing, there's geo tags, there's Google reviews, there's marketing newsletters, there's chat bots. All these things stand alone as single standalone items in our industry. And you get all of these things funneling into your world. How do you respond to people on Facebook and Google and email and everything else all together? All of the stuff comes at you all the time from different locations. And then you get this wonderful thing called a CRM dashboard that brings it all to you in one spot. Especially if you don't already have a business line, that makes it even better because you can actually get your own business phone number through it. So I just want to point out that every one of the tools that Tariq has can be a standalone tool, but what he's done is brought them all together in this beautiful package, put a bow on it, and then stuck customer service behind it. So that's why I wanted to introduce him to my friends. And the reason why they have their cameras on, Tariq, is because they're all beautiful. Just so you know, those bounce house guys are all grungy and they've been working all day, but these people, they is beautiful. Anyway, so that's why they're not that's why they're not scared to put their camera on. So that's just so you understand a little bit of a twist here as far as how his presentation is going to focus a little bit, and he might use the term rental. Just insert balloons there. Just use your imaginations and bear with this guy. There you go. That's all I had to say.
Thank you for that clarification, Stacy. I appreciate that. So yes, like I said, we started in bounce houses, but we've done other things, which I'll show you guys some of the things we do. But yes, we've done this for all kinds of different businesses. What I'm going to show you guys works. And today is not here's my big promise to everybody here today. By the end of today, this is my big, bold promise. You are going to walk out with everything you need to skyrocket your business. You're going to walk out with the knowledge. And by the end of this, you are going to look like, oh my God, how did I not know that? How did I not do that for all these years? You are going to walk out of this with so much free information. This is not some big long sales pitch for you guys to join onto my program. That's not what this is. We will talk about, we'll have a special offer at the end for those of you guys who want this done for you. But I'm going to show you guys step by step how I grew my business and over 1,000 other event and party rental businesses or in the event industry in 2 short years. I've been, like I said, this is basically a decade of my life that I've been trying to figure this out. We've only launched officially the Event Hawk name 2 years ago, which is around the time when Stacy joined. But take notes, like Joette said, you guys, this is tons of information. I'm basically I'm giving you a decade of knowledge, just handing it over to you. And at the end, you can decide, hey, either I have the time to do this myself and follow in Tariq's footsteps, or I just want to make money as fast as possible. I want to grow. I want to focus on my business. I'm just going to hire somebody to do this part of it for me. So that's what this is today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And if somebody can let me know that you guys can see this screen here. Somebody put something in the chat, because when I share my screen, I can't see you guys.
You are good. We see your screen exactly as is. You can put it in presentation mode if you want.
All right, there we go. Present. Boom. All right, so this is what we're doing today. Balloon business marketing tips that will blow you away. We have the beautiful faces of Stacy and Joette on here. Thank you guys again for having me. It's always a pleasure to talk to new people. So what this is, how to get more customers to be excited about working with you. That's what I'm going to teach you today. How to enhance your website or social media pages so that more of your visitors become paid customers. How to get more customer reviews. Who wants more customer reviews? Who works way too hard and at the end of the day, never even gets a review from the customer? Let me know in the chat. Seriously, this was my biggest confusion as to these customers will thank me. They will offer me drinks. They will offer me cash. I will turn all that down. I say, listen, all I want from you is to leave me a review on, can you do that? Yes, absolutely, Tariq, I will do that. Nothing. Blows my mind. If you guys are excited to finally get the reviews you work hard for, let me know in the chat. That's a big thing. I'm going to tell you guys exactly how to do that today. And I'm going to, most importantly, share with you guys how to get your CRM to work for you. Who this is for? Balloon business owners. If you're not in a balloon business owner, you're in the wrong spot. If you're on this Zoom and you don't own a balloon business, or you're not in any of Joette's groups, then yeah, you're in the wrong place. I know some of my people, I know William Kane, I've seen your name there. Some people who are already using Event Hawk. I don't know if you do some of this stuff, but you guys are always welcome on these webinars, but this is going to be geared more towards balloon business people. So if you see some stuff that just doesn't make sense to you, then that's why. This is going to be all talking to you people. Any balloon people who you want to grow your business, but you're just not sure how. You're very creative, but you're not tech savvy. How many people here are not tech savvy? Let me know in the chat. I know that's like all of you, just like me. I'm not too tech savvy, but this is geared towards people who are not tech savvy. That's the point, because you can't be a web developer and a balloon business owner at the same time. It just doesn't work. You got to pick one or the other, and it's tough to do both. Some of you guys are more tech savvy than others, but I promise you, this is going to be really great if you're not tech savvy. And this is going to especially hit close to home. If you use a CRM before, but you just couldn't figure out how to make the most of it. You've set it up, you paid the bill, you did everything in the intro, setup thing, but then it's just like, what now? How come this is not doing for me what I thought it did? If any of this sounds like you, then you're in for a treat. I'm super excited. Stick around till the end. Not so much of it is technically a free gift. We're gonna have a very special offer for you guys for just sticking around till the end. We're gonna give you a special offer. Yes.
One quick question that came up is, what is a CRM? Because we have several people on here who've never used one and they don't know what that term means.
Awesome. Yeah. CRM. That's great. So CRM stands for Customer Relations Management, I believe, or something like that. Am I right, Stacey?
Retention.
Customer retention management. A CRM, we'll go through that as well. A CRM is just basically a place where you manage your customers, right? Like 17 Hats, I know some of you guys use. It's just a place that has all your customers where you can manage all their data. If you've ever used one of those 17 Hats, what are the other ones? All Pro Web Tools, QuickBooks, HoneyBooks. If you've used any of those, Dubsado, those are all CRMs.
Facebook. So
yeah,
a lot of people get their customers from a lot of different sources, and a customer management system is going to allow you to combine those sources to one location. So on my system, I have my clients that come in from Google there. I have my clients that come in from Facebook there, and I have my clients that come in from the raw or just visiting my website there. But I also utilize certain forms and capture systems to push new and potential clients into the same system so that I have everybody in one spot. I don't have to go, oh, that lady messaged me from Facebook and I have to remember to follow up with her. One of my biggest problems, because I'm not always on my personal Facebook page and or business Facebook page to remember to go back to all those messages. Well, when it shoots them over to me in my customer relationships software, then I'm like, oh, I didn't forget them. Here they are.
Yep. If you're confused at all about CRM, we're going to go through that step by step. No worries. This should not take, 60 minutes is the goal. We'll have an option for a Q&A. Sometimes these last for 3 hours. People want to stay on and ask questions, but goal is I shouldn't talk for more than 30 minutes from now. And then we'll have Q&A. We'll try to stick around as long as possible. Put your questions in the chat. Stacey and Joette, if you guys can help me moderate that will be awesome. Just maybe make a list of questions and then we can go through them at the end, or you can answer them in chat. If you really want your questions answered, definitely stick around till the end. We'll answer them live. But if you got to run or whatever, just message Joette, Stacey, or just put it in the chat. We'll do our best to get to everybody.
I'll put that link for Facebook, the Facebook group, into the chat. Tariq, somebody mentioned that they don't have a place for where their reviews can go. Are you going to cover that?
Well, Google, you can do Google, Facebook. We'll talk about that. Yep. Google is best because people like to look at Google reviews. But we'll cover that as well. I'll show you guys some examples. So real quick, I told you guys my story. What is it that I do now? Again, my name's Tariq. I'm a party rental company owner. This is my warehouse on a good day, very clean. I wish I could say that it looks like this all the time. We specialize in bounce houses. Right now, I'm also a college instructor. This picture here is my very first class to graduate. I love teaching. That's what I love about what I do right now. My favorite thing in the world is teaching, talking to you guys. So that's really my biggest passion. And I love that I get to do what I love all the time. I'm a marketer. We specialize in party and event rental companies, just anything event related, balloon, party rentals, event, like Stacey said, fill in the word balloon. We work with local businesses who work in events, everything you can imagine. We've worked with, and Stacey is somebody who started out, with party rentals and tent rentals and does some of that. So that's kind of how that ties in. And I'm the founder of Event Hawk, which you guys will learn about today. We're Google partners. We've had articles published on news stations. So this is just a real quick summary of our year at Event Hawk. Remember, we only launched 2 years ago. This year alone, up until November 11, we generated over 16,000 online bookings for customers. These are just online. These don't even include phone bookings or email bookings or people who request quotes. 16,000 worth $5.6 million. Just again, from January to November, I looked last. Every single one of these pins is a client that subscribes to our service in the US alone. And couple in Canada here too. We have clients all over the world, but this is what party rental marketing should look like. This is what event, if you're in the industry, we understand you. Again, like I said, I've hired other marketers, not knocking them. They did great work, but you really, for you to make the most of your business, it's best to find somebody who understands marketing and understands your industry. And thanks to Stacy, we were able to convert some of those things that we're doing for party rentals to the event industry, to the balloon industry, and you guys will see some of that. This is real quick, couple screenshots of my operation. I showed you guys my warehouse. This is our front office. We have a storefront office space here outside of Chicago in Orland Park. We have an awesome team. We got a big team, not always the easiest to manage, mostly high school kids, but we have tons of experience with just managing people. We are the highest rated company in our area. Sorry, Stacy, I know you're not too far, but this is an old screenshot too. Google, I recommend, is the best place to create reviews. If you guys don't have a Google My Business, it's not called Google My Business. You just got to be on Google Maps, and that's all you need to start generating reviews. That's the best place. You can do Facebook or Yelp reviews, but most people are going to look for Google reviews. And if you just, do a quick Google, how to get my business on Google Maps, or message me, I'm happy to help. I'm sure I got a video on that somewhere, but that's one of the first things you should do for your business is get it on Google Maps so people can find you. And then from there, you can see these reviews. So we're the highest rated in our area. You've done huge events for the United States Postal Service, the Hilton, all kinds of big companies in our area. Tents, we got into tents. We've done photo booths. We had the Magic Mirror photo booth. We even had our own in-house DJ service. This is actually an event that we threw for ourselves right in front of our warehouse. Big turnout. So yeah, we done school events, festivals. We've done it all. So just to show you guys, this is pretty much what we do. I know some of you guys are like, what is he talking about? This is the kind of stuff that we do. We never got into balloons, but like I said, it can easily translate into that, and it has. So let's do this, jumping right into the main part of the presentation. Who's excited? Hope you guys, after hearing my story, listening to Joette, listening to Stacy, if you're excited to get this going, let me know in the chat. Let's do this. I hope you guys are as excited to talk to me, to listen to me, as I am to hear from you guys. Jumping right in. Thank you guys. I see the chat is lively. You guys are so awesome. Such a lively group. This is really, really cool. My biggest question to you guys, and this is how I want to start this. And this is where, if you don't know the answer to this question, you really need to, this is the first thing you need to write down. Do you know how many of your website visitors, or how many of the people who visit your social media, how many of the people who interact with you, whether it's your website, your social media pages, wherever, how many of them become actual paying customers? Who knows? Let's check this out. I can't see the chat while we but it looks like, yeah, most people have no idea. No idea. I mean, it's like, it's a good question. Like, if you don't know how many of your website visitors, how many people become customers, then how can you work on that? Someone said none. It's more than none. Nope. You got some, but you don't know. In other words, how many of your clicks become paid bookings? I know the answer because I wanted to know. So we started doing a lot of marketing, SEO, Google, social media. And we were like, okay, I'm getting a bunch of clicks. This is working. It's clearly working. But how many of them are actually becoming paid customers? When I found out the number I'm about to show you, it destroyed me, literally destroyed me, to know that less than 1% of your interactions ever actually pay off. You might say, Tariq, you don't know what you're talking about. I've done, 500 events this year. Well, you probably got at least 50,000 clicks on your website. And when you realize that, it is the equivalent of having a store full of customers who are ready to spend money with you, who are interested in what you have. The store is full of customers. The line is just wrapped around the store, and there's nobody behind the cash register. Instead of you standing behind the cash register or helping these people out in the store, guess where you are? You're outside the store trying to get more people in. You're on Facebook advertising. You're doing SEO. You're doing this or you're doing that. There's tons of people that are already on your website. There's tons of people already interacting with you, but you're focusing on marketing instead of conversion optimization. And that's really what got me on this journey, is realizing that I've got tons of people on my website, tons of people that are talking to me, and they're just not converting. And this number, by the way, you could look it up. It's a Googleable number. There's on average 5% of people convert or they become leads, but the percent of people who actually become paying customers is usually closer to 1%. And that's something you can Google. In most industries, it's, again, very close. So you might get more than one. You might get like 5 or 6% to actually become leads or conversations or whatever. But the percentage of those people who become customers, anything around 1%, I'm not happy with. If you're happy with 1%, great, but I wanted more. So 3 things you need to do to change that. This is what I'm going to share with you guys is how I did it, right? This is what I'm going to share with you guys is exactly what I learned in a decade of trial and error, how to get more of your website visitors, how to just grow your business, period. And it comes down to 3 things. You guys ready? Ready? This is it. This is the main part of this is what you guys got to write down. 3 things you need you to write down. Here's number 1, W. All right, you guys wrote down W? Everybody write down W. Number 2, T. Everybody write down T? All right, who can guess what number 3 is? Let's see if anybody's thinks like me. Come on, somebody guess what number 3 is. W, T. Allison got it. F. All right, you guys have sick minds, sick people. WTF is all you need. This literally took me close to a decade to figure out. No joke. This is the fastest way to turn more clicks into paid bookings. And W's website. That's the first thing you need. I know a lot of you guys don't have websites. I know some of you guys just rely completely on your social media pages. You need a website, and we'll talk about that a little bit. T is traffic. This is your SEO. You need to get people to your website, right? Nobody cares how great your website is if nobody knows it exists, right? You could start a restaurant with the best food in the country. Doesn't matter if it's in the middle of the desert and there's no one. People need to know how to find you. You need to advertise in the right places. That's not always SEO. That's not always Google Ads. It depends. Every business is different, right? Most of you guys run straight to social media. And F, which is most important. F is what is completely, a lot of you guys have websites. A lot of you guys have traffic, but F is what most people have no clue what it is, never heard of it, don't realize why they need it. And that's what I want to talk about today. Funnels. F is for funnels. Now, I want to stop here real quick. Today, we're going to focus on the F because that's the one that I've literally never seen somebody do right, literally ever in this industry. So if you guys enjoyed today's presentation, then you guys can reach out to Joette and ask her to do another one. And we could talk more about the W or the T or talk more about these things. Again, a lot of people have websites, but their website is not optimized. You built your website for you, or whoever built your website, they built it for you. You need to build your website and optimize it with your customer in mind. If you love your website, then your website probably sucks. Straight up. I'm sorry to be very direct, but the business owner and the consumer usually think very differently. So if your website is very appealing to you, then there's a good chance it's not appealing to your end customer. So there's a lot that could be said about websites. I've done tons of YouTube videos. You guys can check them out. But if you guys are interested in this, then we could do another one. And then traffic. Traffic is how to actually, what's the best way to advertise and when, right? Is it SEO? Is it Google Ads? Is it social media? Is it, there's a lot of different ways, and different times of the year are good for different things. So again, if you guys are interested in these, then tell Joette at the end of the presentation, either you guys are going to tell Joette, never bring this guy on again, or this was awesome and let's do this again. So F is for funnels. That's what somebody's asking here. Is F for funnels? F is for funnels. So here's how to do it. I'm going to show you guys exactly. I'm going to go ahead and leave the presentation for a second, and I'm going to start backwards. Okay. I'm going to start with the CRM part of it because a lot of you guys asked about CRM, and funnels is how you fill up your CRM. Funnels is how you get more people into your system, into your customer, how you get more leads. That's what funnels do, right? So I'm going to start out by showing you guys our CRM, the EventHawk CRM. I bring to you EventHawk. This is what you guys are looking at right here. This is our EventHawk software. This is what we built. Now, Event Hawk is essentially a CRM that we built using a bunch of different tools we put together. I'm not a developer. I'm not a coding guy. I essentially put a bunch of things together that worked on their own. I've combined them together, and now it works very, very well, very, very quickly. That's what I'm going to show you guys today. So this is our CRM. Someone asked, what is a CRM? CRM, let me just get this right. CRM. What is it? Is it customer relationship management? I guess I was right. Yep. Customer relationship management. That's essentially what it is. How do you manage your customers? Now, you could get a bunch of people on Facebook. You can get a bunch of people clicking your website. How do you manage all that? Where do you keep all your customers, their data, their bookings, all that stuff? That's what a CRM is. And this is our CRM. Essentially, what our CRM allows you to do is through our mobile app or this desktop app, you can talk to your customers. Like this was a test we did with Stacy earlier, and you can talk to all your customers. Let me pull up a more full, or I'll pull up mine. Or you know, we got a demo account. So I'll pull that up real quick. So this is our demo account. So this is what our CRM looks like. Whoever's drawing on my screen, please stop. I don't know how to stop that. Okay, hold on. All right. Okay, so this is now I'm drawing. Sheesh. All right, let me turn that off. X. All right, so this is our CRM. These are all of our customers. Okay, so this is a demo account. This is where all of our customers come in. Our CRM is mainly text message based, and you guys will see more. We find that we can get people to reply to a text message at a much higher rate than email or call. So we make your business textable. And these are all our customers. For example, you can text them, you can email them from our CRM, you can Facebook message them, Instagram, you can do all those things from here. So this CRM, this system carries all your customers, allows you to interact with them, allows you to text them, email them, allows you to even call them, keep all that information. You could take their orders here, you can collect all their information, and it just makes it possible for you to look here and see, here's how many leads I have, here's the value, here's how it's, here's what % of them converted, etc. So I'm trying to keep up with the chat. John is asking if it's GHL based. GHL is what we use for the just the platform. Everything else we build into it. So yep, that's one of the things that we use. If you've looked at GHL, it's like a blank canvas. We program it to work the way it works. So with this, everything is in here. There's so many different things you can do here. And I'm going to show you guys, the main thing is how do we get more people into the CRM. So 1 second, looks like Stacy wants to be unmuted to kind of point out some things here. So everything you guys are looking at, there's nothing special here yet. This is just a CRM. Anybody can get a CRM like this. It's just, how do you fill up your CRM? How do you fill up your funnel is what we're going to share with you guys. And that's where it really gets interesting. Go ahead, Stacy.
Did you want to show them like a real world example of how I used a CRM to book a balloon decor job?
Yep, absolutely. So we're going to go to Stacy.
You pop into my dashboard. I do have a very important medical call on the other line, so I apologize if that pops through.
Nope, no problem. Why don't we do this? Why don't you guys share your websites with me? And we're going to look at your website live right here. Go ahead and share your website in the chat. And I'm going to show you why your website is not converting right now. So go ahead and.
This is my call.
Okay, good. All right, I'm getting a bunch of websites. I'm going to pick a random website from the chat. Sorry, I'm going to mute you real quick, Stacy.
It's for Thursday.
Stacy has something on Thursday. Okay, so I'm going to pick. All right, I just picked a random one here, and we're going to get it up on the screen. So prepare to be roasted. No, I'm kidding. All right, so this is a website. Thank you for, man, the chat is going so fast. So I'm not getting to see who this is, but here's a website that that one of you guys shared, and I have it up here on screen. And let's go ahead and assume that I'm a customer, okay, that I'm visiting your website and I'm interested in what you're offering. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to go to, let's say I want a balloon arch, and I'm seeing all this awesome stuff. And this is really, really cool. So I see there's two types of websites when it comes to the end of the end of the line. This is it. Like there's nothing left for me to do. There's websites that ask you to book or add to cart. And then there's other websites that don't ask you for anything at all. And I don't know which one's worse, but what it comes down to is picture that I'm a customer, and I am, and I've never visited this website before. This looks really cool. I love this stuff. I really want this, but I have some questions. And I do, like, do you deliver this, or do I set it up, or do I pick it up from you? Where are you located? Are you in my, like, do you deliver to me? Is there a delivery fee? Do you just drop these off, or do you set them up? Is the table included? How do you charge? Is it by, how many? I have all these questions, and I'm only getting one answer from you at this point. And the answer I'm getting is book our service now. And I'm like, I want to book your service, but I'm not ready to give you my money because do you do these chairs? How long do I get to keep it? Do you pick it up when it's done? Don't worry about it, Tariq. Just book our service now. I can't do that right now. I'm sorry, whoever's website it is. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to look at it, and I'll come back. Now you're thinking, Tariq, what are you talking about? If they really had all these questions, why don't they call me? My phone number is right here. Why don't they click contact us? Because people just don't do that. They just don't. People are, believe it or not, calling you is a big commitment for people. Whether it's because they're antisocial, or whether it's because they're at work and they're shopping when they're not supposed to be, or it's just like, I'll tell you, my wife does all her shopping when we're watching TV, and she could shop. She could spend $1,000 on Amazon, but she's not going to get on the phone and talk to somebody, right? So people don't, it's a big commitment for people to sit there and talk to you, or even email you. It's just the way the world works. And that's why you're converting at such a low percent. So what is the solution, right? What is the solution? You can add all your answers. You can say, okay, Tariq, great. Thank you for the feedback. I'm going to put all these answers right here. They're not going to read them. People don't want to read. It's just the world we live in. So the business owner that wins is the one who will adapt to their customer best. So when I realized this, I did a bunch of changes to my website, and it was still the same problem. So what I'm going to show you is how we solve for that. So here is Stacy's demo website. This is a website that Stacy has. It's not her main website, so I'm sure most of your websites have more stuff. But let's just say I'm the same thing with Stacy. I'm on her website. I love this unicorn vomiting a rainbow balloon thing. I want this. I love this. I have questions. I'm not going to book it right now. So what do we do? Right? Check this out. This is how we get people in. Boom, there it is. I give to you the Event Hawk pop-up. This right here is a pop-up that we created and installed on her website. And the purpose of it is to get the viewers' attention away from all the hustle and bustle of your website, and just to get them to take one step closer to the booking. Sorry, you said the pop-up isn't showing. Is my screen too big? Joette, sorry, you guys are...
It was showing, it just went away. And I think what happens is there's also a delay on Zoom sometimes. So sometimes people don't know where to look. So the pop-up came to the bottom left corner.
Okay,
And sometimes it goes away after 5 seconds because you can set your time as to how annoying you want it to be.
Yep. So again, remember guys, I have some people here saying that my website can do pop-ups. Great. I'm not here to sell you guys on Event Hawk. I'm here again as a courtesy to teach you guys what's worked for me. And at the end, you guys can decide if you want to do it all on your own or hire us to do it. So let me remove this scratching again, but I'll show you guys again. We've tried so many different things. We've tried forms, lead generation forms. We've tried ClickFunnels. We've tried all this stuff. Nothing really worked at a high, nothing really worked to significantly increase our conversion rate like these pop-ups did. So this pop-up, the point is for it to get the attention, and notice what it says. Flash sale happening now. Click here. Now you tell me between click here or get coupon and
Value added.
Now, value, exactly. Which one do you think more customers are going to click? Tell me in the chat. What do you think more customers are going to click if they see book now next to get coupon or check out our specials or something like that? Which one do you think more customers are going to click? You guys tell me. Which one would any consumer who's not ready is gonna want? This says, give me your money. The pop-up says, hey, I don't want your money. I want to give you something. We got a really cool special offer to share with you. I want to give you something. This is asking for a big commitment. The pop-up is asking for an email and a phone number in order to opt in. Credit card number versus phone number. Which one do you think more customers are going to go for? Yes, I'm seeing so many people saying in the chat, yes, the coupon, yeah. And guess where I got this? Let me tell you guys, I wish I could tell you guys I'm a genius that invented this whole thing. I wish that was the case. I got this from Apple and Amazon and Netflix and Nike. They all do this. Does this sound familiar? Join our mailing list to get instant specials. Why do they do this? Is it because they hate money? Is it because they want to give away money? No, they know that if you ask a customer for their money right off the bat, you're going to get 1% or less. But if you, the key word is if you nurture them, you are more likely to get their money. So I'm going to show you guys the nurture process in a sec here. But the main thing is you can't nurture somebody. You can't build a relationship with somebody if you don't have their name and number and email. You just can't, right? Right now on this website, you could have 100 people right now shopping and you don't know their name. You don't know who they're clicks. That's all they are to you, are clicks. Once they opt into EventHawk or any opt-in, they become leads. Now you have a name, an email, and phone number. You can address them by their name. You guys have no idea how powerful it is to use somebody's first name. Just to say, hey, Stacy, you were just on my site. How can I help? Just saying somebody's name instantly, you've just rised up in their book. Now they feel like, like you're a friend, right? So that's the first thing we do. It's essentially a 3-step funnel. Number one, we know that people are just overwhelmed by your website. I don't care how clean your website is. Understand that the purpose of a website is to relay information. It's not to get them to spend money. And who here has ever walked into the mall, spent an hour walking around the mall and walked out empty-handed? That happens. I hate the mall. I hate the mall. My wife wants to go to the mall. Like, you go by yourself. If you've ever done that, that's what your website is to people. There's way too much going on, right? But do you guys see that car, that free car that's in the middle of the mall that you can win? Where they're like, hey, win a free car. Like, what? Why the heck are they doing that? That car is designed to get your attention away from everything else. And what do? Do you buy the car? No, you fill out a piece of paper with your, guess what? Name, email, phone number. It's the same idea. And it blows my mind that nobody does this or nobody's ever offered this for this industry, for your industry, for my industry. All I did was package it in a way where it's done for you. And again, after this call, you can go on and do out all these things. Just doing them, unfortunately, doesn't fix it either. You have to know there's a lot more to it, which is what we sell. But the purpose of the pop-up is to get their attention. Now, the pop-up is fully customizable. You can have something super simple. I'll show you guys some examples. If anybody knows Nick Glassett, you guys probably don't know, but he's got like a super simple, kind of ugly looking pop-up, but it works. And if you guys know Jana Thompson, she's way over the top. She's got a crazy looking pop-up. She's got like a Santa Claus with her whole website snowing. So the pop-ups are customizable. If you hire us, we do all this for you. This is included for what you pay. We design them for you. We do high-end designs so you don't have to worry about it. And that's the key with us, done for you, so you're not having to worry about it. So the pop-ups are fully customizable. Now, this is where we get a lot of people stop and say, wait, you're telling me to give a discount? I thought you're not supposed to do that. I thought I was supposed to raise my price. Why are you asking me to lower my price? Guys, it has nothing to do with the discount. It's a value added, like Joe had said, and Stacy. What reason? You got to give the customer a reason to give you their contact information, right? And again, you can come up with an ebook, you can come up with a guide, you can come up with, hey, here's your pop-up could say, get the free event booking guide on how to plan your perfect event. You can do that. I'll tell you right now, sorry, newsflash, it's not going to work like a coupon. People want savings, right? Apple knows this. Netflix knows this. They all know this, right? That's why they offer, like Apple has their new product, Apple TV. They don't discount their iPhones, but guess what? They discount Apple TV. They give you like a 7 days free because they know that that's what they need to do to get you in the door. So if you're like, for me personally, I raise my prices by a lot and I give my customers $20 off. For you, you can give, like Stacy is doing like a get 6, rent 6. What? We'll look at it right now. We'll do a demo, but you can, you keep muting yourself, Stacy. Go ahead.
Well, my main drive is the free party offer, but the one that I used for this one was do 6 balloon bouquets, get a centerpiece for free. I find that you always do a value add-on item in our industry is better than a coupon because we have no idea what these people want to spend.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you offer. It really does. Your offer could be literally like
Nobody ever redeems it. Nobody
Yeah.
ever redeems it.
That's the crazy part. They totally forget to redeem it, which blows my mind. But your offer could be get 10% off your second event with us that they're probably never going to, it doesn't matter. The idea is that if you notice on Stacy's website, we don't, in all these pop-up, we don't tell them what the offer is until they opt in. So let's go ahead and do a quick demo. I'm going to go ahead here, and this is just a regular form, right? But again, we don't tell them what the offer is. They have to opt in to get it. And once they do this is where the magic happens, right? So I'm going to go
And
ahead.
let's reinforce here. It's mobile phone. They don't have to stay on your website to chat with you. You now have their phone number.
Yep. We do offer chat widgets as well. This chat widget is through us as well. It doesn't work. That I'll tell you guys, it looks great. It's a great idea, but just like people don't want to call you, they don't want to chat with you either. So you're not that special to these people. I'm just going to keep it real with you. You think you are, you know, your product is great. They don't know how great you are until they talk to you. Like they say, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. We're giving you the opportunity to get really close and personal with your customer through text, the same place that they're talking to their friends, where they're going to be like, you know what, you're more expensive than the other guy, but I feel like I know you now. I'm just going to go with you, even though, you know, because we built that relationship. So let's look at what happens. Let's see here. So I'm going to go ahead and put in our, let's see, I'm going to put in my business number here. I'll just put in do info. And we're going to do 708-401-6465. This is our line, guys. We get their permission to opt in. You got all that stuff. And I'm going to click get coupons now. And this is her offer. You go to a page, mention this offer to get a free centerpiece when you order 6 bouquets. Really doesn't matter.
That was just a demo though.
Yep. By now, she has my number, she has my email, she has all that stuff. And that's it. That's, you know, the rest. Now the ball is in her court. So what we do is just to give you guys a heads up, we create the pop-up for you. We install it on the website, we embed the form, and we create this page here. We do all that for you. If we're doing it for you. So what happens is, here's what happens next. Let's go ahead and we go back to the CRM. And this is our CRM. Can you guys all see this here? So I just submitted this. I got a text message that says, hey, Tariq, this is Stacy with Balloonatic Fringe. You are on our site looking at decorating options. I wanted to first check if we have availability for your date. When is your event? Understand that when you do this, I'm like, whoa, Stacy, I'm literally on your website right now. Can you imagine? Just picture for a second that you're able to provide this kind of service to your customers where you are literally helping, like it's as if you're sitting next to them, walking them through your business and how to go ahead and book with you and help them understand your products. And guess what happens next, guys? The customers, by doing this, we're getting up to 90% of people to text back within seconds, within minutes, like, oh my God, thank you, Stacy. Yes, I'm literally on your site. I just wasn't sure if, and they're going to ask the same 5 questions every single time. What you do, you create templates with those answers and you use those templates. Next thing you know, this is awesome. Thank you so much for being so responsive, Stacy. How do we go ahead and do this? How can I pay you? It's that easy, literally. I mean, it's not magic. You got to provide good service. You got to be responsive. But can you guys, does this make sense to you guys? I'm just going to stop here and see, are you guys understanding the magnitude of making this simple, adding this simple method, this simple strategy to your website, to your process? Can you guys just imagine what this is going to do for your business? I just want to read the chat real quick. make sure that we're all on the same page, make sure I didn't lose anybody. Again, we'll answer, all the questions in the end, but can you guys just see just what this is going to do? Just the magnitude. So John says very logical. Sharon says, yes, it's awesome. Tammy says, personally, I hate this type of marketing. It seems creepy. Thank you for bringing that up, Tammy. Perfect. This is exactly what you want to realize, that I hate this, but it works. You guys saw that map, guys. We've helped over 1,000 people in this industry do it, in our industry. Apple, it works for them. They do email, but it works. We have the numbers, guys. I'm not like, this is not just my opinion. And you have to stop and say, do I want to run my business the way I want, or the way my customers need me to run it? And that's the big question here. That's what you want to ask yourself. And hey, you don't have to do this, right? If you're at a point in your business where you can turn down customers because they're not booking with you the way that you want them to book with you, that's awesome. I hope to be in your shoes one day. But if you're ready to adapt to your customer, to just say, hey, if it's 2022 and these kids want to text, my business is texting. If it's like back then, websites, they're like, you need a what? You need a website for your business? I thought all you needed was yellow pages. Like, you don't want, again, there's still people who are only on yellow pages, right? Who don't have websites, who have businesses with just websites. So, or just yellow pages. That's where you have to decide if you want to be opinion-based or data-based. The numbers are there. This works, right? This has worked for tons of people. And you just have to decide if you're willing to the risk is still worth the reward.
Let's show them a real world example. Flip over to my other site and then I can go to Adrian Adams.
I'm sorry, what's the part?
Flip over to the Fun Time site. Okay, guys. So I haven't always just had a dedicated balloon site because I do so many different things. So go into my dashboard. Show him my Event Hawk dashboard. Right, I'll show you a client that just came in the other day and how it worked from A to B. I never spoken to this client, but yet we have a $700 job. Go to Adrian Adams.
Before I do that, look how Stacey can see her phone calls, text messages, Instagram messages,
Instagram posts,
Facebook. Like this person, we can Facebook message her right now because she came.
Okay, so that person there was the winner of my free gift card that I give away as my lead capture. So I offered to do a balloon garland, and then they go to my site, they get the coupon, they get entered into the drawing. She was the winner of my drawing. She can use it on a balloon garland or anything else I offer as an in-house service. She's going to use it on a bounce house in the future. But that's how I got her. That was literally the winner of my drawing in October.
Awesome. You wanted me to show a specific conversation?
Go to Adrian Adams and scroll back to the top of the conversation so they can see how it works. Okay. So she entered for a free party. That was just the coming into the system. That was her clicking and entering the free party. And then keep going. Then she starts talking to me. Anything special she has in mind? And I told her it was the Autobot that was answering her, but now she had a live person. She wanted to share the phone number for the decorator. So now I have not only an interested client, but she shared with me her decorator's phone number. I appreciated the info. She sent me the info. Then she started sending me pictures.
Pictures, yes. And you can send and receive pictures, which is awesome for creatives.
And if you have a lead capture form, they can put, like I have a decor form, they can put the pictures right in the form for me. Then I'm able to ask from her picture, greenery, butterfly, mask. You guys are going to see some balloon coach stuff coming up here in just a second. And so more clarifying questions, more pictures, more talky talk. And look what I sent her. All this stuff from Summit. That was Masquerade. Wow, I happen to have that handy.
Awesome.
And I told her we could change her colors. And then she comes back with, she likes this one, but in pink, gold, and white colors.
I have to pause here real quick. Everything you guys see here, you can see on our mobile app as well. We have an Event Hawk app that you guys can see all this. If you're not, if you're not in front of a computer all day, not only can you see all this on the app, you can add as many users as you want to be able to help you manage. So like Stacy and Heather will both get the text message at the same time, and whoever responds first responds. So it's
and conversation on my phone.
Yep. It's a totally different phone number. We give you a separate phone number for marketing purposes. So they never have your cell phone number. If you want to import your own business number, you can, but we just recommend having a separate number for all this marketing stuff. And then once they become customers, you can use your own number. But yeah, it's the code.
And for those that don't have a business line, this is an easy way to have a business line. So anyway, the end of that conversation is I booked her, blah, blah, blah. But this is, I've never spoken to her. This is all conversation that happened here with pictures. Once we got to a certain point, I sent her an estimate from QuickBooks just because it was easier for me. And she agreed offline for that. So, but that's like, she went back and forth, talked to her daughter, did all that talky without having to have me on the phone. And then she happened to touch base on Monday and got the Monday close message. But that's a client that went from start to finish with one text conversation. I think it was about $750. And I used my great tools, Event Hawk and Balloon Coach.
Nice. Awesome. So you have templates here that you can use. So we recommend using the temp. So like when somebody, like we have sorry for the delay, if you're running around and you can't respond right away, because responsiveness is so important when it comes to text. So you don't want to keep a customer hanging. You want to at least respond and let them know that you're this.
Oh, don't say that.
I'm not going to send it, but this lets the customer know that, hey, not only are we not blowing you off, but we're busy because we're a great company. So sorry. It's a crazy day because we're getting so many other people book with us. So you're going to want to book with us. We let them know that we're busy, but hey, we don't want to just ignore you. And there's other templates. Now, if you sign up with us, because we've been doing this for so long, we have templates that work. Like we know what works. We have automations that work. Again, you can go out and do all this on your own, but we know how to sell via text. And we're going to train you all that, because you could get 100 people into the system and you could do it all on your own. But if you don't know how to close them, then it's just a waste of your time. So that's what we do. We know how to do it. That alone, in my opinion, is worth what we charge, because we teach you how to sell via text. Understand that it's not like email and it's not like phone call. Phone call, people have to keep the conversation going. People will ghost you via text and they will never feel bad. They will just stop responding. So you have to message in a way that's very engaging. And I tell everybody, we show up every week. We do a Zoom like this every single week, some weeks twice a week, to teach you how to do that. We're going to show up. You just have to show up yourself and learn it. So we do that. We don't just take your money and say, all right, here's the tools, go figure it out. I'm going to go run through
before you click off the screen, can you go into opportunities, please?
Opportunities here.
Yep.
Perfect. So I'd love to show you guys all the other things you can do with the system. You don't have to use all these features, but there is like an opportunities board that you can use.
So that's for us. I've customized it, but just so you guys can see, you can track your leads, your sales. You can make whatever column you want to see where people are in your moving them along. And you can just that quickly. So Adrian Adams should be actually moved over to booked, but I haven't done that yet. But anyway, just so people can see, like they were asking about, can you track events? And you can see on here, like, did they fill out a form? What was it for? Decor balloons, free party entry. You can kind of look in here to get an overview. Just wanted to see, they're visual people. They generally are going to like to see a visualization. That's why I wanted you to show this. Okay, I'm done.
Yep. You could book events here. You could create calendars to schedule, whether it's consultations or actual events. So you can use this kind of like an event planning tool. Again, it's not it's not made exactly for what you guys do. So if you already have something that works, this can integrate it with it. It can replace a lot of features. This does replace a lot of things, but even if you really don't have a CRM at all, this can be like your all-in-one. Payments, you can accept payments through here, through Stripe. Very, very powerful tool. Email marketing, this kind of replaces like MailChimp and Constant Contact. You could schedule literally just 12 emails and then you have a year worth of emails ready. Yes. Social media planning. Can you imagine if you had one place included where you can post on Facebook, Instagram, Google My Business all at once? This is all included with the price that I'm going to show you in a sec. It's all in one. It's awesome. Automations is where you could create, different automations for things to do. Ours comes pre-built with a bunch of automations that work. You can create landing pages, reporting, and
show them forms.
Forms. That's right. Real quick, I want to show you guys everything we integrate with inherently without having to use something like Zapier or something like that. Sheesh, where's integrations?
You went, go back.
This is everything that we can integrate with without any kind of API or Zapier. We can integrate with everything else through Zapier, like your 17 hats, Dubsado, Honeybook, all that. We can do all that through Zapier, but this is stuff you just log in and then it's all in one place. And then forms, you could create forms. You could build as many. Stacy has a lot of forms.
Okay, because I have a lot of businesses, but go to Halloween balloons. I want to show mastermind members this. I did this on the fly one day. Like seriously, it took me 5 minutes. Can you show them the form? You have the tools if you're a mastermind member. If you're not, you have the tools in your own arsenal. I just sent a quick text to all my clients that were local that they could request their Halloween balloons. It's a little wordy. I don't love it, but go down, please, Tariq. Can you go to where they can see down, 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 down. And here is, oh, where did that come from? I don't know. It's made for you every month. So I threw these in there so people could look. I threw in a quick form. I texted it to everybody, got some sales. It's a little chunky. I would have liked to have done it better, but it's a marriage on how you can utilize it so people can see what they can get.
Very cool. Very cool.
Literally took me like maybe 15, 20 minutes to make this.
And if you're within our system, this is why I love Stacy. She can literally, if you guys both reach out to us, Stacy can say, Tariq, can you please copy over my form or my pop-up or my campaign or my automation to Amy's account, and we can easily do that for you. So if you guys build up this community and really start to use this, we have a ton of people who will share stuff. Some people actually sell it, which we're cool with. It's your hard work. If you want to sell a form that you create or some kind of automation, you're free to do that. But we can share between accounts for you. So it's a lot of different things that we could do. I know some of you guys may be overwhelmed. Like, this is a lot. I just kind of want to really quickly show you guys what's possible. But really, if nothing else, just the lead generation, getting all those leads in here for you, it's really, really good at automatically texting them while you're sleeping, probably, or while you're doing, you don't have to stop what you're doing. And, if you're at a job, here's the thing. I'm going to kind of stop my share real quick. When we did photo booths, one big thing, we did a lot of wedding shows and stuff. And one of the biggest things was really excited about is you're going to get a list of all the brides, right? And they give you this list of like 1,000 brides, their names, their emails, phone numbers. And I'm like, yes, now I can actually, these are qualified leads, right? I did nothing with that list. Here's what I did with that list. I called a few, hung up on me, wasn't a good time. I put the rest in Constant Contact or MailChimp. I forgot which one, sent them a big email, and none of them responded. It probably ended up in their spam. That's it. Like, it just didn't work. Timing, wording, format, all those things are very important. That's what we do for you. While they're still on your website, you need to stop what you're doing and talk to them. Well, it's not always possible, right? If you're at a setup or if it's your kid's game or if you're doing something, you can't stop what you're doing now and go talk to the customer. Well, we're going to do it for you, and we're going to make it sound just like you. We're going to make it sound human, and your customer's going to love it. They're going to start leaving you reviews about, I've called 3 companies, none of them called me back, but Stacy, within 5 minutes, she was texting me and helping me book. And it's just getting, little do they know, it was all automated, but it works. It really, really works. So that's really the point of this. Again, as you guys take all this in, understand that there's a lot that goes into it. I wish it was just a magic bullet that I'm going to do this and it works. At the end of the day, our job, Event Hawk's job, is to get you the leads, get them in front of you, get you talking to them. Your job is to close, right? Like, your job is nobody can sell like you. You're the business owner. This is your passion. This is your baby. So at the end of the day, you have to finally close, but we get you so close. We get you right there. And then all you got to do is use our templates to close. So I'm going to go ahead and any else? Did I skip anything, Stacy or Joette, before we go on? Anything else?
A lot of people you probably didn't skip it, but a lot of people are asking about integrating with 17 Hats and Dubsado and how to handle the proposals. So whenever you get to that screen, just so people know, we're going to quickly show you that.
Okay.
Right. The slide that you have that shows all the different things that.
Yep. Okay.
Because a lot of people are partway there and want to get to the end of the
Yep. I talk a lot. I get a little, listen, you guys are helping my marriage, because the more I talk to you guys, the less my wife has to hear about this stuff, because she wants to talk about the kids and this and that. I just want to talk about this all day. And she's like, okay, I get it. I get it. So this is my therapy. So thank you guys for giving me an opportunity to talk about what I love. So that's this slide real quick. This is 2020. We officially launched Event Hawk at the end of 2020, December 3rd, right? And this is a customer, right? This is Jana. She was one of my first customers. I was running her marketing campaigns on Google. And in 2020, without Event Hawk, she spent $2,500 on Google Ads, and she made $12,000 in trackable online bookings. It's just great, right? Like, it's a pretty good 492% ROI, 88 cents a click. It was a great year. Now, this was 2020. The same company, we did 2021 with Event Hawk. She spent less money on marketing and made significantly more. And this is why when you guys say, you know, I don't like this kind of marketing, that was Jana. I promise. I wish she was here right now. She blew me off. I was running her marketing campaigns all summer 2020, and I was begging her. I'm like, listen, I created this thing called Event Hawk. I've been using it for my business. Your conversion rate is not great. She's like, what are you talking about? This is our best year. We've done so well. And I'm like, yeah, but your clicks aren't. She's like, I don't care about any of that. I'll never forget it. It was October 18 or 18 or 19. It was a Sunday. We sat and I showed her this. And ever since then, we installed it within, she was in business for like 9 years. So she was very stuck in her ways. And she was just like, you know, this is how I'm doing things. So she had a very good reputation. Within minutes, leads started to fill into the system. And she was like, are these like test leads that I'm like, no, these are real people. I was even shocked. I didn't realize like how fast it started to work. So she like, I mean, just do the math. 500% ROI is great. All we did different was we brought this Event Hawk funnel into the mix, and this was the result. Spent less, made significantly way more. So all this to show you guys, this is another one of our clients. This is one of our multi-million-dollar clients that's been around for a long time. In 2020, same deal. We spent $11,000 on Google Ads, made $227,000. Come 2021, we spent a little bit more, $16,000, $514,000 in online bookings recorded, trackable down to the penny. Like we could track this stuff with most systems. So this is the main difference was same company. Main difference was they started to use Event Hawk, right? So I hope that kind of draws home. How's everybody doing? You guys worn out? I'm sure you guys feel like this guy right here, right? Just mind blown. So many different things covered. Just too much going on. Like this is this is a lot. I
You
know.
really have to talk to Tariq like 5 times. He's got so much knowledge.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So before we go on, and I talk about what we're offering, who liked the presentation? Who wants to do this again? Who wants to do a part 2? This is for you, Joette. Let's see how many people want me back on the Joette show, on the balloon coach, balloon business show. How many people want to do a part 2? Sharon says yes. John says yes. Amy, I want a part. All right, we're getting a lot of yeses. Yes, awesome. There you go, Joette. So there's your answer. You know what we're doing. Next time, maybe we'll do it a little bit later in the day so I can have more time to prepare and more of the people who are working today. But thank you so much, guys. Seriously, awesome. Thank you guys so much for the support. I love to know that I've educated you guys, that I've given you guys have learned something new. You guys can totally go out and do everything I did on your own. I'm not smarter than you guys. I came from healthcare. I had no experience in none of this. It literally took me a decade of trial and error, of failing to finally get to where we are today. So you guys can do it. But if you don't want to waste a decade, if you don't want to waste years or months or whatever, and you just don't have time to mess around, and you just want this done for you, you're like, Tariq, I have a business. I want to see results as fast as possible. I put together a special package for you guys today. This package I'm going to share, it's nowhere on our website. It's just for you, Joette, for Joette's people. The package, basically, we're going to implement everything that you learned here today over the next 30 days. We're going to do it for you. And it's probably going to be less than 30, but everything you guys learned today, we're going to go ahead and implement for you. Who would be interested in that? This is the part that I don't like. I don't like to sell. Like I like to tell my story. I like to teach. Selling is not. So I want to ask your permission first. Make sure that this is what you guys want to hear. So if you're interested, go ahead and tell me. Shatira says me, John says me, Lori says interested. All right, we'll take it. So as long as we got some people who want to listen in, we'll go ahead and continue. Thank you guys. Again, thank you guys so much. So here it is. Our Event Hawk Balloon Biz package is what I've dubbed it. Very creative name. I know.
That should be a pop and drop.
I know, right? Tell me about it. This opportunity. So here's what you're going to get. Number one thing you're going to get is the attention grabbing pop-ups. Now, if you're going to go out and do this on your own, the best software out there, you're looking at $99 a month just for the pop-ups. And this is basically what I asked my team yesterday to come up with something. I'm like, hey, I'm talking to a bunch of people from Balloon Coach. Can you guys come up with something real quick? And this is what they came up with really, really quickly. We can fully customize these pop-ups. Again, you can, have a different one each season if you want to, pay for that. But we give you a free pop-up that we're going to design one pop-up for you. It's going to look high-end like this or as simple as you want. We'll come up with something based on your brand colors, your brand goes right here. And then from there, you can customize it. Michelle is asking, do we create websites? Yes, we do create websites. If you don't have a website, if you need a website, yes, we can create one for you. If you rely solely on your social media, this does integrate with your Instagram and Facebook and all that. So you can link this in the meantime while we build your website. You can link this to your social media. I know some of you guys have big followings. Instead of having to, here's the problem with Facebook and Instagram, they own that data. Do you guys know, I don't know if you guys know this, but do you know that you cannot go out and reach out to people after like a certain amount of days of them coming into your Facebook? I used to use something called ManyChat, and it's a chat widget. Sorry, I got to tell the story real quick about how important it is to have a website. I had a chat widget on my website, a Facebook chat widget that collected all the people and it messaged them on Facebook. It was awesome. I loved it. I had like 3,000 contacts in there. I had them all on Facebook, and every month I would send out like a blurb or just to kind of keep myself in the back of their heads. Well, guess what? Facebook came out with a rule, and they said, you're not allowed to message these people anymore unless they message you first, unless it's like within a 24-hour period or something crazy like that. And I was like, oh, wow, that's crazy, right? I put everything in Facebook, and now they have all my data. So I said, okay, no problem. I'm just going to download all the information from ManyChat, from Facebook, and I'm going to put it into another CRM like Event Hawk. And guess what? Facebook said, no, you're not. This is our data. You are not allowed to download the data. I lost about 3,000 good leads because I filled up another business's cup. If you guys have seen my videos, I talk about the cup. You always got to fill up your cup, fill up your own CRM. If you cancel Event Hawk today, you get to keep all your customer data. You can easily export and import stuff whenever you want. The more you rely on Facebook and Instagram, can you imagine, like these days, you post something that they don't like, they'll take down your whole business page. It's crazy. So you want to be very careful relying. If you're interested in websites, reach out to me directly. We can have a separate conversation on that. Reach out to Stacy or Joette. If you guys don't have my contact, I'll share it at the end. We can talk about that. But I see a couple of you guys asking for websites. So
it's super easy to import and export client data in Event Hawk. Super easy.
Yep. It's your data. You worked hard for those customers. They're all yours. Attention grabbing pop-ups. The first thing you're going to get. High converting lead capture forms. This one, you could get this at $15 a month. I'm looking at cheapest options, like best case scenario. I think I looked at like 17 hats, their smallest package, like $15 a month. So I'm just going to assume that we're doing the bare minimum for you here, just to be fair, which it's, again, that's not always the case, but you're looking at $114 a month so far. If you just got pop-ups on your own and you got your own high converting lead capture forms. Next, you're going to get the CRM. This is the part that somebody asked about high level. This is really just the high level part. They charge $97 a month. So $97 a month plus for the CRM part of it. Which again, the CRM, if you get it through anyone other than us, it's not programmed. Because they don't know your industry, you have to you got to do the API stuff. You got to integrate with Twilio. You got to do SDK. It's a ton of work just to get it to work. And then at the end, once it's all done, it still does not have the templates in there, the winning templates that we already know work because we've tested this stuff. So, but if you just got that blank canvas, again, $97 a month, you're looking at so far $211 a month if you were to do this on your own. And again, this is not what you're going to pay. Tabitha is asking, what is converting lead capture form? This is just the forms, the forms on your website to collect the customer data, the name, email, phone number. You don't have to use, again, you can integrate with 17 hats and all that. You don't have to. If that's all you're using 17 hats or Dubsado for is the forms, you can cancel it. You can just use this instead. It's kind of what we're saying. And again, this price is not what you're going to pay. This is not what we're charging. But if you were to go out and do this on your own, just to get the blank slate, you're looking at $211 a month so far. That's going to be for the pop-ups. You're going to get the pop-ups, the forms, and the auto texting. We're automatically going to text your customers for you, so you don't have to stop what you're doing and do that. The auto replies and preset templates, this is priceless. I cannot put a price on our experience. This is going to be the biggest thing that you're getting out of this. I thought long and hard about putting a price next to here. I'm like, it's just not, there's no price on getting something that works out of the box for your industry. Between me and Stacy, you guys have a team of people. You guys have people who already know what to say, how to get it to work. It just works, period. So here's what EventHawk is going to do. I told you some of the things that it includes. Here's what it's going to do. It's going to optimize your website with funnels that collect the customer info. That's the pop-ups in the lead form. It's going to automatically text message your customers to help them turn those visitors into paid bookings. It's one CRM where you can easily manage text messages, Facebook messages, Instagram, all that in one place. Literally, all these things we're gonna help you turn them into money, all in one system. Just that alone, I cannot tell you how annoying it is before EventHawk to have to go to Facebook to respond to Facebook messages, to Instagram to respond to Instagram messages, to Google My Business to give those people a quote, to email. It's so many different things. We're going to combine it all in one place for you. That alone should give you a big sigh of relief. Our goal is not only to help you make more money, our goal is to help you work on your business, not in your business. We don't want you to be we want to make things easier so you can actually be a boss and do those things that only you can do. Not only that, it integrates with your current CRM. Boom, baby. If you're using one of these, 17 hats, Dubsado, QuickBooks, HoneyBook, you can integrate all of these with EventHawk using Zapier. All pro web tools, I made that one a little small. I added it last minute. I could not, their website, it seems like they're a little outdated. I've never worked with them before. I could not find any concrete data that they do. I've heard from others who've used them. I've talked to Stacy. You technically can integrate, but I just to be totally honest and fair, I wasn't 100% sure. These are the ones I've looked up. I know some of you guys are mentioning some other ones. I'm sorry, guys. These are just the main ones. Any CRM, any platform that integrates with Zapier can work with EventHawk because we have our own Zap that you can use to link up. So for those of you guys who don't know what Zapier is like glue. You can glue any two things together using Zapier. Anything. So if you just look up, does HoneyBook integrate with Zapier? If the answer is yes, then you can glue HoneyBook and EventHawk through Zapier. So Zapier will sit in the middle and they'll be able to talk. So that's how you find out. But again, if you're just using any of these on a basic level, EventHawk pretty much replaces them, and you can just cancel all out and not need them. Somebody's asking, do you have to pay for Zapier? Yes and no. They have a free plan. If you want to do this, there might be a fee. I'm not sure, but I haven't looked at that in a while. But yeah, unless you've been using these guys for years and years and years, and you're just stuck in your ways, then you can literally replace most of the things that these guys do. I'll show you guys. I actually put together a pretty good list to compare them all. Everything is, the most important thing we offer is everything is set up and installed for you. Show of hands, how many people here got 17 hats or Dubsado, you paid for it, you bought into the hype, and then had no clue how to set it all up? Raise your hand, seriously. Tell me in the chat, how many people here, I was one of them, I've used 17 hats. They're great, but how many people actually tried to do it on their own and then just got stuck? And you had to rely on their chat support, which is not, I'm not going to say much about that. It's okay. Let's just say their support is okay when I was there. I don't know how it is now, but can you imagine if this was all set up for you the way it needs to be set up, the way it's already working for other people in your industry around the world? I'm getting a lot of people say, me, absolutely. It's a lot. It's a lot to do. That's the biggest thing that we include. We're going to do all of this for you, and we're going to do it right. And here is a quick comparison of these 5 and what they're going to be able to do. Now, they can all pretty much do the CRM and lead capture forms. They include that, just to show you guys some experience for those of you guys who are still confused at will this replace what I have. Pretty much all the ones that the main ones that you guys use, they can all do offer a CRM and lead capture forms at some capacity, right? Someone is asking, can I use the phone by itself? Yes, you can. After we do the initial setup, if you don't want to, you never have to get on a desktop again. We have a mobile app that you can download, the EventHawk app, and do everything from there.
But
Pop-ups.
importantly, they work congruously. Like, you don't have to, like, if they talk to them on your phone and you were to literally turn and look at your laptop screen, it would all be happening at the same time. There's no, you don't, sometimes you have to download conversations or stuff one way or the other. This is they're the same time. It's instantaneous. So just FYI.
The day-to-day stuff you can all do, you could do all on your phone. Yep. Pop-ups, none of these other guys do pop-ups. That's something you're going to have to integrate in. Conversational auto texting, none of these guys offer. I know All Pro Web Tools does something with texting, but it's not conversational. It's not designed to convert. Ours works. Again, we've split tested it. Mobile app for customers to manage conversations. Again, and forgive me, guys, if this information is not 100, I'm pretty sure this is like 90% accurate. Thank you again, Stacy, for helping with this. Stacy and I worked on this kind of last minute. So just from what we've gathered, this is pretty accurate. You guys can double check, but this is again, All Pro Web Tools has some kind of app. Somebody's asking about Square, Venmo, and PayPal. You would have to. It doesn't inherently integrate with them. You would have to use Zapier for that. But you can use Square as a payment. You don't have to integrate with it. All you got to do is use create like a link. Like that's what we do. We use you could use
Drop
Venmo
a payment link in.
Drop a payment link. Yeah, you just send it to the customer. It doesn't have to. If you want to use more of their other features, then you'd have to use Zapier. Facebook, Instagram, Google My Business or Google Maps, TikTok, email, phone integration. None of these guys have all of that in one place. You're gonna have to go to 6 different places to do all that. Reputation management. We didn't talk about this one too much. Google reviews. We help you get more Google reviews. I'll show you guys some examples real quick, but that's included. Created for the event industry. Guys, I built this from the ground up. A lot of people laughed at me. A lot of people said it'll never work. Somebody, just like you, like it was like, this is new. You don't need this. I know that All Pro Web Tools kind of has some experience, but for us, we created this with you in mind. I mean, this was, if nothing else, when you sign up for EventHawk, you're supporting a fellow small business owner like yourself. Again, this is not some big corporate multi-million-dollar company. Most of the people who work for me are in the industry. We built this from the ground up. I'm just like you. It started as a side hustle, and now here we are. Done for you setup. None of these guys, unless you want to pay for it, none of these guys do that. We do it, and we do it right. And then high converting industry templates. None of these other guys have that. And this last one is hard to see, but social media management. So you can post on Facebook and Instagram and Google My Business all in the same place. TikTok, I think, is coming soon. But just some quick reviews. We've got almost 200 reviews on our Facebook page. The second day I signed up for EventHawk, I got 4 bookings. They kept pouring in. I'm so happy that I'm going to be cutting back on my part-time job or quitting way sooner than I planned because of EventHawk. Just got a 9-to-5 office job. Great for Lisa. Congrats, Lisa. Just imagine as we're reading these, imagine if this was you. Imagine this, you saying this. Nick Glassett with EventHawk about a month now. Last 2 weekends in March were busier than July. And July is, for us, is our busiest month of the year. I feel like my website is on steroids with all this. First 2 days I joined and boom, I got 12 bookings. These are real people that you can find on our Facebook page. You can message them. You can talk to them. They're not like fake. That's why we use Facebook, because they're actual real people. I'm now my 3rd consecutive month that's busier than my busiest month last year. So that is the, just to show you guys everything that we're going to do for you that's going to be included. I hope you guys are excited. The Google review generation. This, I used to use for $99 a month. I used to pay for this. It was Bird Eye does this, $100 a month. And that alone, they charge $100 a month for. All of these companies started with 100 reviews or less when they started using EventHawk. My company now is over 500 reviews. Jana, this company, you guys can look these up. They're all recent reviews. She started after 9 years in business. She had 130 reviews. And then she used EventHawk 2 years ago. Now she's over 700. It works. We have an automation built in that will automatically text your customers after the event to ask them for a review. The timing, the wording, the format, we continuously split test this stuff to make sure that it works. We know how to get you more reviews. This has allowed me to charge more for the same services. Who here would love to be able to charge more money for the same amount of work? That's what you got. What you got to do to do that is get reviews, get more reviews. Whenever somebody questions my price very politely and they say, hey, Tariq, I'm on your website, but you're a little more expensive than everybody else in the area. Heck yeah, I am. And guess what? Here's 500 of your neighbors who will tell you why we're totally worth what we charge. I built a template where I send them our Google reviews and it's just like, boom, that's it. They're like, wow, like, yeah, like the next competitor down has less than half of what you have, right? So that reviews is very, very important. It allows you to really get what you're worth. In 4 years, I only got 32 reviews. In 3 months with EventHawk, I got 112. I ended the year with triple the sales and over the reviews, over 100 reviews. Had 40 reviews in 3 years, and now I'm at 64, and I've only been using EventHawk for 2 months. I went from 26 reviews in 5 years to 226 reviews in year 6. It works, guys. You can't make this stuff up. So I know you guys are getting tired of this. I hope I'm driving the value home that you're going to get the pop-ups, the lead capture forms, automated texting, the preset templates, and the review generation, all for $310 a month value. Again, this is not what you're going to pay. Not what you're going to pay. We're going to show you guys what you're going to pay. But last but not least, unmatched support. I didn't want to put the price on this either because honestly, our support is priceless. Like Stacy mentioned, our team is made up of party rental business owners. These are people who are just like you, small business owners who, after working with me, after being my clients, fell in love with what we do. And they said, Tariq, I want to take EventHawk to the rest of the world. I want to show, can I work for you? Can I? And I'm like, dude, like you're making $500,000 a year. What? I can't pay you anywhere near. Literally, some of my employees make more than that from their businesses, but they still choose to work with me because they love what they do. They love helping other business owners just grow their business and quit their jobs and do all that. We answer the phone when you call, unlike 17 Hats and these other places. Again, not trying to call them out or anything, but I know that's a problem. If we miss your call, we text you. We prefer text, but you will get a response in less than an hour from us during business hours. And you don't need to put in a support ticket and wait 24 to 48 hours to hear back. We don't do any of that. We love to text. Text is always the fastest way to answer us. We use EventHawk. So when you text us, that text message is going to be viewed by our whole team of like 20 people, and you're going to get a response within less than an hour. I see those messages. It works. So somebody's asking, those are all legitimate customer reviews. Yes, they are. Reviews, if you guys want to know how to get more reviews, you got to ask first you got to provide good service, right? And you got to tell the customer that they're going to get a review request, and you should tell them when to expect it. And then you need to send it at the right time with the right wording in the right format. We constantly split test these things, and that's what you're getting. Your customers are going to get a review request at the right time with the right wording in the right format. And that's how you're going to get more reviews. They're all legitimate. They're not, we don't put fake reviews or anything. Thank you for clarifying that. But that is everything that we offer. The total value for the pop-ups, the lead capture forms, the automated texting, the built-in templates and automations, the Google review generation to help you get more reviews, and
Hey guys, I don't see him or hear him either. So, Stacy and Andy, what happened?
I had no idea. He's still there though, because the slides are
I
changing.
see him put them. So,
I'm sorry, can you guys hear me?
Not hear you.
Now we can hear you. We lost you for a second.
Okay, sorry. Somebody must have muted me. I'm guessing it's, I don't know who could do that. Okay, I'm sorry, guys.
So yeah, just let them know what it's going to cost them. They're good to go.
I don't know
They're
what
ready.
it's gonna cost. Just stop playing around.
Killing them.
We're not going to charge you $409 a month. We're not even charging half of that. $97 a month is all you're going to pay for everything that we offered today. And everybody that's watching this live, if you're watching a recording, this may not apply. If you're watching this live, not only are you going to only pay $97 a month for everything we mentioned, your second month is going to be free, courtesy of Joette and Stacy. That is all you're going to get. Anybody who's interested, go to eventhawk360.com/balloon or text the word balloon to our phone number. I'm going to put the link in the chat as well for anybody. So here's everything that you guys are going to get. Let me put that link in the chat, or maybe you guys can. Let me get to it.
They're asking, a couple of people asked about how it applies to different levels, and I don't know if you have that slide, or you can share that, or you can share that later.
Hang on one second. Let me just put sign up here. So I just put the link in the chat. You guys can sign up there. I'm sorry, what was the question, Stacy?
Somebody asked about different levels and Wix, which I know, and you might want to. They must have seen your basic pro premium. So I don't know, you might want to talk about that.
Yeah, so on our website, and I see some of you guys signing up already. For those of you guys signing up, once you sign up, thank you, first of all, super excited to have you guys on board. It's just going to ask you for your basic information for now, your name, business name, all that stuff. And then if you want us to do this all for you, which I highly recommend, you can give us a login to your website. That's what it'll ask after. Anything you guys get stuck with, just text us at this number and we'll be happy to help. And no contract, guys. Cancel anytime. This is not a long-term commitment thing. Pricing for those of you guys on our website, we charge for this package $170 a month. That is the equivalent of this package. So the package that you guys see on the website, worth at least $409 a month. Our price today on our website for anybody who's not on this webinar is $170 a month if you were to do it, and you do not get a second month free. So for anybody who's on here that is watching this, you guys get this. All you got to do is join this link. Thank you guys for all you guys signing up. You guys are awesome. Super excited to have you guys on board. But yeah, so if you guys are looking at our website, it is the equivalent of the $170 a month package. Again, I'll keep this here. Sorry. So if
they're asking, how long is the price good for? Like, as far as like, will it get raised next year? Is it month? Like, it's basically good until you unsubscribe, and then if you resubscribe, it would maybe go up. That's a legitimate question.
So everybody who, if you sign in for this offer, your first 2 months are basically going to be $97 for the 2 months. After that, you pay $97 a month, and your price should not go up unless something crazy happens. But we have no intention of raising the price ever. As long as you stay. If you leave and you come back, then yes, you come back at the regular rate. But your rate is not going to go up after the 2 months. Great question.
A couple people asked, or someone is asking about, does it integrate with Duda websites? It's something I'm not familiar with to answer.
Again, we work with all websites. We work with, with Wix, WordPress, Square. Pretty much, we've never come across a website we can't work with. So we can do the setup for you. You just have to get us into the, kind of have to give us a login. So yes, we can work with most websites. If you sign up for this offer and then we find that we're not able to work with your website, then we'll just refund you. It's no problem. But we've never had a website that we were not able to work with ever. So I would highly recommend, if this is something you're serious about, sign up today. And again, everybody, you guys have access to me. It's not you guys can go to Joette, but we're very good at, if it's not going to work, then we'll just give you a refund, no questions asked. So I'm going to open up.
He can help you with a website. There, a few people are asking about if you can help with a website. That's a separate conversation, but Tariq can totally help you with a website.
Yeah, if you guys are interested in a website, definitely I would still recommend you sign up for this deal just so that we can at least get you in our system. If you sign up for this, then we'll get you in our system. Then we can at least integrate all of this with your Facebook and Instagram page to help you guys make money today while we build on the website. And then we could have that separate conversation. Sorry, go ahead.
Tariq, one other question that came up is we've had about 40 people who had to jump off. And so they're just wondering, will they automatically get the replay of this training from you and a message for those people who weren't able to stay on live?
Yeah, if you give me permission to do that, then I can send everybody who registered a text with the
replay.
Yep, it'll just give me a little bit of time to get it up. It has to get from the cloud and all that. So might be in a few days or something like that. But yep, we can get you guys the
Gotcha.
link.
Or yeah, or if you can
And
definitely
people
get
just want to throw money at you.
We're getting a ton of signups. Wow, I'm really, this is crazy. I did not expect. I guess I did something right, and I explained it well. Thank you guys so much, everybody that's signing up. You guys are awesome. When
Welcome
you
to
guys,
the world of balloons.
well,
And
yeah,
if
I'm
you
honestly-
guys have balloon questions, I can tell you how I practically use it in the business. I did drop the name of the Facebook group in there. And many of you know me. So if you're friends with me and you have questions, you can shoot me a PM. I'm happy to answer my practical real world experience with this. So just so you know.
Yes, you guys are getting me, Stacy, Joette, everybody. We're hoping to build a community with this. I mean, this is only going to get better the more people use it. So as more people in the group start using this, we can build more things for you guys. We can do more trainings and all that. We love to do that. I got a couple questions that I thought people usually ask. How long before? And I'm gonna open up the Zoom room for you guys to speak and raise questions. Go ahead, Joette.
So you're opening up in a room so people can directly ask you, because the main thing I
Yeah.
think I'm seeing is just they need to see that CRM quoting presentation part. And then you did give the cell number that if they need to follow up with you with other questions, they can do the 708-401-6465 and text you questions, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and some people want to know about SEO and that kind of stuff too. So there might be some information there that you'll need to share.
Yeah. Again, we do a lot. We do everything from SEO, website, all that stuff, but I just didn't want to kind of overwhelm everybody. So we'll raise your hand if you have a question. We'll unmute you and have you ask your question, because there's still like 100 people in this Zoom room. So I don't want to have everybody blurred, but big question we get all the time is how long does it take for you to set all this up on my website and give me access? Guys, honestly, usually within a day, but right now is our busiest time of year. So it might take 2-3 days, but it's very fast. This part of it, if you're getting a website and all that is a separate, that's going to be at a time, but my team is awesome. We're usually getting to you, this week, by the end of the week. I told you guys 30 days, we're going to implement it for you. By the end of the week, you're going to have probably all this done, and we'll set it all up for you. I just signed up. What are the next steps? If you want us to get this live for you as fast as possible, you can you just provide us a login to your website. You're going to get a form that's going to say what kind of website do you have, what's your login, or you can create us a temporary login that'll allow us to do what we got to do to install this on your website. People ask, I'm a smaller, is this right for my business? I just included a couple of reviews. This person, they've only been in business. Sorry, it's the wrong one. This person, they were just starting out. They were ready to throw in the towel, and they've already got 4 times as many customers through the website. This person in 7 months, they've been open for 5 months and they have more 5-star reviews than their competition who's been open 5 years. It works. We only have 3 units. These people have 3 bounce houses, they call them units, and they're already seeing the benefits. So just kind of wanted to show you guys, this is how you start out the right way. If you're watching us on social media, on Facebook or something, go ahead and go to eventhawk360.com/Zoom. And that's how you can join the Zoom right now. If you're watching this live, if you're watching a recording, shoot us a text, take a screenshot of this page here. So you have our number, save our number, save it as Tariq or Event Hawk, whatever you want, so you can reach out to us. We love to talk. We're happy to answer any questions you guys have, but I'm going to go ahead. If you're here live, if you're not watching a recording, we'll open up the Zoom room and answer some questions. So I'll stop my share and just go ahead and raise your hand and we can do that. Stop share. All right, here we are. So I'll go ahead and just kind of start from who I see on my screen first. I got Monica Jacobs. Monica, if you want to unmute yourself and go ahead and ask a question.
Hi, I'm quite a small company. I'm in the UK, London. I think it's awesome. But I haven't got a website and I only normally use my mobile phone, but I want in the new year to move things on, to do something totally different from what I'm doing. Still balloons, but I normally do stuffing balloons, but I want to do premium bouquets because there's more money and it's just better for me. So I'm not very tech savvy at all. I run everything on my iPhone. literally.
So Monica, you're gonna love one thing that Event Hawk on the backside, you can upload media. So you can upload all your stuffing balloons into the backside of Event Hawk. And as people ask you questions, you can literally drop the photo right into the conversation. It's already there. You don't have to search your gallery for it. You don't have to have a website with it up there. Your media can live within Event Hawk. Just as an FYI, it's a great tool.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And it works great on mobile. It really does.
Oh,
We have a handful of customers in the UK, so everybody's different, but it does work in the UK. If that's part of your question, so no worries there. Thank you for.
Yeah, I
for
was
asking.
just working with that guy today, and he's in the UK.
I think William, he was on here initially. William came.
Was he?
So he was on here. He's on here. He likes to
Lying
watch
on
everything.
me.
this is you guys are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Appreciate you. All right, next we have, so hold on, I always gotta, so let's lower her hand so I can keep track. Thank you, Monica. Elena is next. Elena, go ahead and unmute yourself and we are all ears. I'll give you a second to figure out how to unmute yourself. Elena, I'm asking you to unmute. You should have something on. If not, we can skip over to Tabitha.
Yeah, Elena might take a second. She's usually in her store.
Okay, all right, we'll circle back to her.
Tabitha usually will pop up quick.
Hey, Tabitha.
I was trying to, so I was unmuting and the host is not allowing participants to unmute themselves. So that could be a function that you need to disable so that that other lady could have a turn. But I was on it. All right.
I'm asking you guys to
is
unmute so nobody gets together. We'll go ahead, sorry.
Is Event Hawk event date based? I can tell Event Hawk, hi, I have an event this coming up Friday. And then I can trigger all those little automatic things based on that event date. Like it's 14 days out, I need to make sure their invoice is paid. And if it's not paid.
Great question. So I have a question for everybody here. How annoying have the reminders been for this event today? I'm sorry, I don't know if you're cutting off, Tabitha, but can you hear me? Are you there? Tabitha's cutting in and out.
Okay, so somebody said I liked the reminders.
Yeah, well, they made you show up, right? Thank you guys, appreciate you guys. But yes, to answer your question, I did that with Event Hawk. I told Event Hawk, these people have an event on December 6th. Is it today or 7th? Today, 6th, yep. And it said, I told Event Hawk to send you a reminder 24 hours before the event. So you guys should have got a text yesterday, even 3 days, I think. So I did 3 days, 24 hours, 1 hour and 5 minutes. All of that I did with Event Hawk. So to answer your question, Tabitha, I think we lost Tabitha, but yes, yes, you can do that. Once you set up that automation, it can send those reminders and we're happy to help you do that.
And I think though, another part of that question was also like in the programs that some of them work in, they have like HoneyBook and those guys have their invoice. So it's like also payment is due. So while that's not directly integrated, maybe they're looking for like, hey, if you haven't paid yet, you need to make sure to contact us. And or it would, I don't know if you can make it look into it because I know you're not familiar with all those systems, making that extra little message integrate through Event Hawk.
Yeah, definitely you can do the automated, you know, if you haven't paid yet, for it to know if they paid yet, that'll take some work. But when we first started this, guys, like none of this was automated. And in time, we had Zooms like this where people were like, hey, can you do that? Can you do that? And just when enough people ask for something, we build it in. So so now it's like you get Event Hawk and it's just like kicking butt for your party rental business. It's going to do a lot of those same things for your balloon business, but it's only going to get better the more feedback you give us. So I'm excited. Tons of people are signing up. So I'm super excited to be talking to all you guys and building this out for you guys. All these signups.
You're going to need some balloon graphics to make those pop-ups now.
Yes,
The great part is, guys, they do problem solve things. So if there is a hiccup and it's something that's a hiccup for a lot of people, they're going to put somebody on it.
Yep. All right, next we have Danielle. Danielle's iPhone. Hi, Danielle.
Hi. So quick question. Can you do invoicing through Event Hawk? And if you can, will it give you like a breakdown at the end of the year for your taxes and stuff like that? Or do you have to have another system for invoicing?
Can you do invoicing? Yes. I have never done it. So we do everything through Stripe. I'll show you guys what the invoicing part looks like. Most people we work with, just because of the nature of our industry, they come with already a website and a booking software. That's just the way it is. There's in my industry, in the party rental industry, there's like 3 main booking softwares that were built for that industry, and they do all the invoicing and all that. So we integrate with that. But there is a payments section here where you could create an invoice. So here, let's create new invoice, and it'll have your logo and everything. And once you send it, you could do pretty much everything that you want to do here. You can even, what I love is send payment links, which is super effective. If you're talking to somebody and they're like, yeah, I really like it. All right, let me think about it. You can send them a payment link here, request payment. It'll create a link and you could say something like, and you could create a template for this and say, okay, I understand you're going to think about it or talk to your husband, whatever, that's fine. But I only have 1 slot left on that day. So listen, if this is something you know for sure you're going to do, you're just not sure which one, I really don't want you to lose your spot. So if you pay this $50 deposit or $100 deposit, I'm including a link. It will at least guarantee you a spot on my calendar so that, we don't have, unfortunately, I have these conversations a lot where people come back and then I don't have time anymore. I don't have that slot open or however you guys do it. So by creating a payment link, it sends it to their phone and they could literally pay with 1 click, especially if they have their credit card information is saved on their phone. Boom, it automatically fills it. And then that they're not going to shop around because you have their deposit. So I know I kind of went on a tangent, but that's kind of the part of it that we encourage people to use. Does that answer your question, Danielle? Sorry, you got muted again.
Am I here? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, it does. So at the end of the year, will it calculate all the invoices and things that have been paid through your system, or do we have to have like a QuickBooks or something else that's going to keep track of that?
So we do it through Stripe. So we do that side of it right now through Stripe. So through Stripe, we can see all of we can download all of our reports and all that. So to answer your question, yes, it gets done, but not exactly as far as I know through the Event Hawk system. It's not like a finance software. So Stripe is where you're going to have all those reports at the click of a button.
And so Stripe is just a part of your system. You don't have to sign up for Stripe separately.
Yes, you do. Stripe is like PayPal and Square. Stripe is used by a lot of businesses. It's just a payment. It's a way for you to accept payments. Stripe is basically, you just use them instead of Square or PayPal. And you could use Square or PayPal. You can still use them, but Stripe is basically just another way for you to collect payments that integrates with Event Hawk. And then from there in Stripe, they're big, giant corporation. You can see all of your payments very easily and stuff.
And are you, can we integrate Venmo and Cash App and stuff like that as well, or no?
You can use Venmo and Cash App to collect payments, but the only difference with Stripe is you can create payment links from it within Event Hawk. So to clarify, if you want to accept payment through Venmo and Square, you totally can. You just have to copy the link from Venmo, from PayPal, or wherever you want to do a payment, and paste it in Event Hawk and send it to the customer. You can keep doing that. If you want to create a payment link from within Event Hawk, then you have to use Stripe for now.
Okay.
I think the overall goal with some of them asking these questions is the accounting portion of things, whether it's 17 Hats, Dubsado, QuickBooks, they all have an accounting component to them. So just from my experience, I still use QuickBooks for my accounting and for some of my invoicing. And I drop my QuickBooks links into, if I want somebody to pay through Event Hawk, I'll drop my QuickBook link in there. But Event Hawk is bringing me the client. The Inflatable Office, which is a program I use, and QuickBooks, which is a program I use, are handling the tracking of how many chairs did I rent, how many balloon bouquets did I sell, how many balloon columns did I sell. So Event Hawk itself is not designed to track exactly what you did in those sales down to the nubbin. You need to pair it or partner it with something that will, and that can be done with a number of integratable items. Did that make sense?
So then the question is, will the Event Hawk staff help with that integration, or are you having to do that yourself?
Anything that we don't integrate with, that's not on that list, like Facebook and TikTok and Stripe, you will have to do that side of it yourself.
So the people would have to integrate with QuickBooks themselves.
QuickBooks, we actually do integrate with. Again, I've never used it, but let's say like 17 hats or something like that, you will have to do that integration with them. We'd love to do it for you and have you pay us, but that just gets to be too many different things. But QuickBooks is something you can integrate with.
However, if any of those programs, and I believe most of them do, download to CSV, you can get all your clients in from Event Hawk to them and from them to Event Hawk with literally a click of a button. It's easy. I do it all the time.
Yep. Sorry, I'm gonna unmute you one more time, Danielle, just to make sure that we answered your question, because I heard from all three of us. Is that?
Oh, yes, thank you. So we do need to have something to pair with Event Hawk for our accounting purposes.
For payment, yep.
But we can send invoices through there. It just won't tally it up for us at the end like that.
Yep. Once
yep.
you start to use it, I don't recommend anybody cancel 17 hats or paper. Don't cancel any of that today. Use Event Hawk for a month, and by the end, you're gonna. I mean, what's gonna happen after you sign up? We're gonna start working on your setup, and afterwards, we're gonna get on Zoom like this, and we're gonna do an actual training step by step to make sure you know how to use it. And then from there, you're gonna start using it, and you're gonna play around with it. You're gonna have a bunch of questions. You could join. We do the Zoom every single week. The Zoom Q&A. Like I said, sometimes twice a week. And from there, you're gonna really understand what Event Hawk can do for you versus what something else will have to do for you. And then you could decide what to cancel, what to keep.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Danielle.
Marlene is asking if she has more than one company, does she sign up twice?
Yep. So the subscription is per company. So if you have two different websites, two different phone numbers, two different all that, then it's two different companies. If you have two very similar companies, we'll have to talk. Sign up once if you have, let's say, like in a balloon business and something very, very similar, just another side of it, like tables
Yard card for that.
Yeah,
for this.
Okay. We're gonna cover that in a yard card webinar, Marlene.
Yeah, if you're doing something very, we may, again, we'll have to look at that on a case-by-case basis. The amazing Mr. Archer has been very patient. Sorry, Stacy. I'm gonna unmute you.
No, I was gonna say, so forward facing, our rental company handles multiple divisions. If you can handle multiple, you can set up multiple forms and multiple answers and responses in one main profile. So I handle my decor, my yard cards, my event rentals, all through my main Event Hawk thing. However, if you want it to be really drilled down to specifically, this one handles only balloon stuff and this one handles only rental stuff, then you would want two profiles. But if you can manage different responses to clients through your dashboard relatively easily, then you can operate. That's how I do it. You can operate it through one forward facing collection of things.
Mr. Archer, thanks again for being patient. The amazing Mr. Archer.
Well, I think somebody else already beat me to the question because I was about to say I'm separating my balloon decor website from my balloon entertainment website. So I think my question was just answered.
Awesome. Well,
So we book face painters, balloonists, and all sorts of entertainment and balloon decor through our same forward-facing portal. We just set up different responses and different forms. I'd suggest getting used to the product first and then deciding if you want to roll off a second profile.
Somebody asked if the training is included. Yes, we include every week we do an open Zoom like this, and everybody's welcome to join. Usually we have like less than 10 people. Usually we do a Q&A. You're welcome to join as many of those as you need. Lori.
And don't you have some banked, Tariq? Don't you have videos they can watch?
Oh, yeah, we got tons of video. Everything is recorded. We got tons of YouTube video. You guys check out my YouTube channel. We have a user guide with tons of step-by-step videos that you guys can watch on your own time. But if you want to do something live, then we'll be available. Lori, go ahead.
I have just feel like I've gotten used to my 17 hats, so I'm hesitant to replace the CRM, but I'm wondering if it makes sense to, I love the pop-ups, I love the texting. Is it make sense? Will it integrate where you can still kind of function, or does that make sense? I don't know. I love the pop-ups. Can you kind of pick and choose what you want to do, but keep 17 hats as your main organization? Does that question make sense for those who have used it before?
Yeah, 100%. So again, somebody, if 17 hats does a lot of different things, I guess that's why it's called 17 hats. Depending on what you use from 17 hats, if all you're using is their forms, then you can just use EventHawk forms. But if you have everything else programmed, then the best bet might be to just integrate 17 hats with EventHawk and just like you said, use whatever you want. You don't have to replace anything. The main thing that we're going to do for you, what we do for everybody, is we're going to generate a ton of leads for you. Again, obviously you have to have traffic. So we're going to get the pop-up on your website. We're going to get the form on your website after they click the pop-up, generate the leads, automatically text them. From there, if you want to stop there, that's actually where most people stop. They use something else for other things. But for you guys, if you want to use some of the other features and cancel some of the other services, then you can. Totally up to you.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
So Tariq, or I'm sorry, was it Lori who asked the question? Lori, I'm been away from 17 hats for a really long time. Can you import a CSV or an Excel spreadsheet into 17 hats?
That question was for Lori, right? Sorry, she's muted.
Whoever just asked the 17
Sorry,
hats
yeah,
question.
I just muted myself. I thought it was done. So can you import an Excel sheet or a CSV into 17 hats?
Yes.
I don't know the answer to that, I guess.
If anybody knows the answer, they throw in the chance. So if you can import that, so what I do is every 3 or 4 days, I've already chatted with people in EventHawk. I have a whole bunch of data. I have their name, their phone number, their address, their date. I have all sorts of fields of info from them. Every 3 or 4 days, I drop that to a CSV file and I upload it into my QuickBooks. My other program already has it automatically zapped into it. But for purposes of like creating, not having to double data entry, I just do a quick download, a quick upload, and then all those people are in there and you can create from there. That can also be done with a Zap, but I've just been too lazy to figure out how to make that work.
So you can definitely work around it then. I don't know if you can do that directly through 17 hats, but my 17 hats is connected to my QuickBooks, which would talk to each other. So I guess there is probably a workaround.
Oh, so then you just pull it into QuickBooks. You can pull all those people into QuickBooks and they're already there if they're connected to your 17 hats.
Here's just
you just do import customer and it'll import the whole spreadsheet into QuickBooks.
This is probably a side conversation for somebody who uses EventHawk and 17 hats that might probably talk me into moving away from 17 hats if that's the real answer to simplify it. But once you do that, I deal with all of my leads, all of my contacts off of the dashboard of 17 hats. I'm assuming I'm working in 2 systems then with EventHawk. If they're coming from the pop-up into EventHawk, that's where you're going to see those. They're not going to automatically pop into 17 hats. So there's going to be 2 systems I'm working with if I choose to do it that way. Right?
Yep. If you're using Zap, depending on the power of the Zapier, which I'm pretty sure that's the whole point, you can usually go back and forth where the people who opt into EventHawk also show up in 17 hats, and the people who opt into 17 hats also show up in EventHawk. Because like you said, they're good at 2 different things. So that's what we do.
Right.
From my experience, people who if you've been using 17 hats for a long time and you're very comfortable with them, those experienced operators who've been around and business owners, you're going to want to keep both systems just because that's, you don't want to stop until you're ready. Maybe like some people have done that for a year and then totally switched over. But if you're brand new and you're just using or you've only been in business for like a year or less, those people I find can totally just use EventHawk because they haven't really built their business around 17 hats. Does that make sense? If I had to put it in 2 categories, that's typically what we see.
Yeah, I feel like, once you've done something for a couple of years, you finally feel like you're a master of it. And now we're popping in something completely different. So I just want to make sure, the comfort level to do both for a little while is there.
Yep, 100%. Thank you for that
Thanks.
question,
Yeah.
Lori.
I look at
Tabitha.
Event Hawk as a lasso, like for me, a communication lasso gets all my Facebook, all my Google, all that into one spot. I refine the people I want, and then I'm able to move them into my workflow elsewhere. Because my workflow elsewhere has, a different way I handle them. But if I didn't have those 4,000 people that I've gotten in the last year come in through Event Hawk, 4,000 people came in through Event Hawk last year. That's a lot of people that I have names, addresses, phone numbers, and emails for. They're not all my clients, but I now have all that data because they wanted something from me, and they may want something from me in the future. So I get to keep them. Just
Yep.
as
Yep,
an
and
example.
using Event Hawk, you can also send out a mass email once a month to all 4,000 of them, or a mass text to help bring them back in, and that's going to be very effective. Tabitha says, I already have forms from 17 Hats. That doesn't bring in customers. Well, how is Event Hawk forms better? You're absolutely right. The form itself is not the key here. The reason our forms work is because we program them to be short and to actually just the way that they just works. Our forms work. We know they work. The thing about Event Hawk, it's the whole system. The pop-up collects their information. Sorry, the pop-ups gets their attention. The form collects their information, and then we automatically text them at the right time with the right words. It just works. That's really what gets it, because they're like, oh wow, like I did not expect this kind of responsiveness from a business in 20. They just don't. And the fact that you do that, it just works. The wording, everything works. So to answer your question, how you get more customers, ultimately you have to sell them, yes, but we get you as close as possible to the sale. And all you have to do is just wow them with your service and your processes. And that tends to work very well. I hope that answers your question, Tabitha. We're going to go to Ariel with air balloons. I'm so sorry. I know I botched that name like Tariq. I'm used to it. Go ahead, Ariel, if you want to unmute yourself.
Okay. So my questions pertain to like, how does Event Hawk translate back to other things? So like, for example, like if someone sends me a text, will I be able to see it from my text too, or only through Event Hawk? Like if they send me a Facebook message, can I check that later on Facebook too? Or does it only go back and forth with Event Hawk?
Nope, you'll be able to.
Then,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry, you can finish your
oh,
question.
no, it was just similar with that. Is that like I've got Dubsado, and I have just very recently spent hours and hours and hours trying to get it set up, and so like just the timing of this feels a little off. I'm like, did I just waste all of this? But I'm still working on my workflows, and I'm wondering if what Event Hawk does would translate back so that they will still go through their workflow for other things. Like, so I can track, have I returned the polls and bases? Have they made the payments? I know Event Hawk does all that, but does it translate back so I can see it from my Dubsado, because there's other things and automations that I have going through that as well?
Yeah, so the Facebook messages are still going to be on Facebook. The Instagram, that's all going to be there. We're going to hook in with our API so that you can see them on Event Hawk in one place. The text messages and emails, that's all going to be in your phone and the app. We have the Event Hawk app or on the desktop app. So those, again, we're going to separate. We're not going to give them your cell phone number so they can text you. We're going to give you a whole new number specifically for those text messages. As far as Dubsado, again, I know it's a lot. The reason we're doing these now, I've done multiple of these webinars in different industries. We're doing another one tomorrow for the movie screen rental industry. This is the time when we finally go back to our lists, right? We've been making a to-do list a mile long all year long, and now that it's finally getting a little colder, slowing down, this is when we start to work on those things. And Joette was kind enough to have me on at this time, because this is, you might have a couple months where it's slower to work on it. I know you've done a ton of work on Dubsado. I don't think that that's all for nothing. I think, no, you want to do, in fact, really there's, if let's just say there's 20 things that Event Hawk does, it's really the 3 things that nobody else does, that Dubsado does not do. Nobody else does those. Those are the main things that you need, which is the pop-up and the lead generation and the automated texting. Everybody needs that. And we've established that it works. So if you don't have and that's called a funnel. A funnel is where you take a lead and you nurture it, where you get it from just being a cold click, like, hey, I don't really want to, I don't know you, to where you slowly warm them up to where they're like, take my money, I trust you, I think this is the right company. It's a process, right? No website, no page is going to do that. You need a human interaction in order to do that. And that's what Event Hawk is really good at. Dubsado, 17 Hats, they do a lot of great things, but not what you can do. They're not as awesome as you. Event Hawk just gets you, it gives you the stage so that you can show the customer how awesome you are. If you want to start using the invoicing and the social media and all that stuff, you can, but there's no rush to do that. The main thing is every single day without Event Hawk, your website is leaking. I use the cup example for a lot. Right now, you're only getting 1% of what you fill your cup. If this is your website and you fill it up with SEO, social media, all that, everything literally leaks out the bottom and you're like, oh, there's nothing left. Let me refill. And then it leaks out and you're like, there's nothing left. Let me refill. Like, let's patch the leak first before we keep refilling. And Event Hawk is that patch. So the sooner you get Event Hawk, the sooner your website stops leaking, then you could start to work on all those other things. Does that answer your question? And then some? I always go off on these tangents.
No, I think it does, except for the automation part of it. Is it going to be one of those I need to manually go back to Dubsado to trigger the fact that they did complete this? Like when they, sorry, let me back up a little bit. If
I
they
think I
fill
can
out
jump
my
in and
Dubsado,
simplify that. So what Event Hawk is doing is bringing the customer to you. And then once you move your customer into Dubsado, you can just have them follow the workflow there. You might have 25 people that come in that aren't clients. But once you've got that person sold, then you can move them into your Dubsado and let them continue the workflow there. I understand the workflows, but you probably don't want to double your workflows. You don't want to take them over to Event Hawk, because a lot of people in Event Hawk are, I don't want to say they're your looky-loos, but they're your potentials. So if your workflow shows event form completed, I've talked to them, I've done that, you can do that initial part pretty easily in Event Hawk. And there is a page that'll show you opportunities. So you can move them along the opportunity funnel until they're a client. Then you can move them into Dubsado and have them follow the client workflow. It's the break-in when the lead in and the client workflow, you would want to examine the best way for you to handle that lead in workflow. So since you're familiar with that, you understand that there's a step-by-step process from, hi, I've met you, now I want to talk to you, here's a form to fill out, or however you do your get them to become a client workflow. That's the part that you could easily push over to Event Hawk and not necessarily have within Dubsado. But you don't have to take it out of Dubsado either. You can just pop them into your workflow once you've captured them. So I would say play around and see what works best for you. But once they're a client and you have client established workflows in Dubsado, I would not tell you that Event Hawk will work for that client based. Did they bring their polls back? That workflow isn't going to, I really personally, I would leave it as is. I wouldn't mess with your system.
awesome. Thank you so much. I hate to feel like I'm jumping the gun, but you mentioned that it's a new phone number that you give to us as we sign up and everything like that. What does that look like to the client? Because like, is it I got a Google number for my business, but I can't receive texts on it, or if I can, I don't know how. So if you're putting a new phone number in there, does it look like it's local? Like, can we get something with the similar area code, or is it like a 800 number?
Nope, similar area code. It's the same database everybody uses. So as long as you have available your area code, we'll match your area code. We'll reach out if we can. I want to just jump on to my, you're welcome. So I kind of do something similar to you, where we've been in business for a long time. We use a software called Inflatable Office, and we programmed everything into them once they become clients. So once we started using Event Hawk, it was really good at getting the clients. I didn't want to move all that over. I could, but just like you, I had the same challenge. So here's what we did. We have 2 phone numbers now, our regular business number, which was before EventHawk, and now we have a new number with EventHawk. And sometimes the same customer who's already a customer will come across our pop-up if they're looking on our website, and they'll come in, and we have this problem now where our system is messaging them and then EventHawk is messaging them. So what we did was we just have 2 aliases. We named our EventHawk alias Kim. They both used to be named Tariq, and then we had problems because it was automated. It's like, hey, this is Tariq. Tariq, I just hung up the phone with you. Why are you asking me if I want to be a customer? So we changed it to a new name. We give her the name Kim. So our EventHawk alias is Kim. I don't have a Kim that works for me. And our inflatable officer Dubsado alias is Jasmine. And Jasmine and Kim, sometimes every once in a while, will both message the same customer and they'll be like, wait, I'm confused. And we just quickly are like, oh, you know what? I'm Kim with the sales department, and that's Jasmine with the customer service department. I didn't, sorry, I'm in sales. So I see your booking. You're good to go. Jasmine will take care of you from here. So it really made us, it was an accident. It wasn't planned, but it made us look like a much larger corporation. And now we have 2 departments, 2 systems. The newer people, again, the people who are starting up with us, who've been in business like a year or less, they're just using EventHawk for everything. But the more established people like me, like you, you're probably going to want to use both until, forever possibly.
Hey, Tariq. I just want to say thank you to you and Stacy for all this awesome information. I have to personally jump off because I have another training I'm giving this afternoon. But the thing that I want to encourage you guys is to get your questions answered. And I know I've been seeing a lot of people asking about the CRM part. Higher level is actually the CRM that you typically go with the most. Is that correct? Which is a part of the services that you offer for the $97 a month?
Yep, that's included with the service. Before you go,
Okay.
Joette, before you continue,
Yes.
still like 70 people here. That's awesome. Let's take a picture real quick. I know some of you guys still have, I love to do this. If everybody wants to turn your camera on just for a second, I know some of you guys, we got to get at least a full one. Let's get a picture real quick and I'll send it to you, Joette. This is awesome. I mean, 2 hours in and we got still 70 people on here. That's
We started with, I think, 119.
Yeah, you guys are still here. So you guys are awesome. So everybody on 3, let's get everybody's cameras on. Turn your, right. 1, 2, 3, cheese. There you go. Boom. All right, there you go. I think we got everybody. Yep, everybody who's turned. Hold on, we got one more. Let's try. We got another set. We don't have like 20, 25 on one screen, so I don't want to miss anybody. So ready? 1, 2, 3, cheese. Gotcha. All right, so we got 2 pictures. Thank you guys so much. Sorry to cut you off, Joette, but it was too good to not take a picture. You must, this balloon coach stuff, you must be really, really awesome for your fans to be here 2 hours in and still this much. So you're definitely doing something right. Kudos to you. Go ahead and
Thanks. Yeah, I'm
continue.
doing this for 7 years now. So I enjoy helping other people grow their business and giving them the tools that they can use that I didn't have back when I started in 2003. So guys, have a great day. Thanks again for the training, and just email me the link for the replay when you have it so I can share it with the people I know missed today.
Thank you so much, Joette. I'm going to stick
Bye,
around.
guys.
If that's cool with you, I'll stick around for another 15 minutes and then I have to run
Perfect.
as well.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Joette. Catherine, you've been very, very patient. Sorry to keep you. Go ahead. I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to apologize for any background noise because I am at work.
Okay.
And so I think Ariel asked a lot of the same questions. I'm new to 17 Hats and I'm still struggling to learn it. So can you clarify, are you a CRM program, EventHawks, or it's a lead capture program that works in conjunction with the CRM?
Yes, it's a lead capture. It's a CRM and a lead capture, and it does a lot more. But the main thing that we do, that 17 Hats is not going to do for you, cannot do for you, is generate leads from your website, from the social media pages, and automatically text them to start a conversation and manage all those conversations on the mobile app. That's the thing that none of those other guys, none of those other programs can do. Does that answer your question? Sorry, sorry, I'll unmute you, Catherine. There you go. I did not mute you, I promise.
Okay, I turned off the microphone on myself. my other question is, so now I'm working with a company to help with local SEO. Because right now I just send everybody to my website, ask them to click, get a quote, and then that gives them the form which starts the automation for me. And so I don't know that I'm ranking well in my SEO, so I'm working on that. So now, should I continue to work with the SEO in conjunction with this to continue my people getting to my website?
Yeah, absolutely. Great. That's a really good question. And to clarify, again, if that hawk is like a salesman on your website, but if there's nobody in your store, then it's not going to do anything. So yes, you need to still drive traffic to your website. Now we offer those services. We can offer social media marketing, SEO, Google Ad. We can do all those services separately. Those are additional services. But yes, to everybody here, I don't want to sell Event Hawk as this magic bullet. If you're a brand new website or your brand new business that has no digital presence, then Event Hawk is just like going to be like a really good salesman standing in an empty store. You need to get people in, and that's what SEO and Google Ads and all that is for. If you do need help with that, we do offer those services. Again, we can get you a quote, but yes, you do need to drive traffic to the website. Thank you so much, Catherine. I don't think Elena's back yet. So Elena, I'm going to lower your hand just so I can kind of stay on here. If you do come back, go ahead and just raise your hand again and we'll get you in. Let's see here, Catherine, I'm just going to lower your hand. All right, John. John was here like an hour early. So thanks for being patient, John. Go ahead and unmute. Sorry, I still can't hear you.
Okay, unmuted. Yep. Yeah, I had a bunch of questions. I apologize if some of this was answered because I had to take a phone call. My big question is not about the pop-ups or the lead capture stuff and the funnels. Absolutely love that. I think that's great and amazing and nothing to sell there. I get it. My question is more with the go high level type framework that it's built on. I know enough about it to know that I'm using it in my Frankenstein system, but I'm using it for one specific thing, and that's just handling those leads. But the guy that's building it for me like doesn't use it for anything else, no event, anything. So I'm trying to figure out a couple things. One, if it does any more of anything, I guess is the really generic way of saying it. And then specifically, I work with subcontractors. So I know I've gotten some answers privately on some of this too, but I work with subcontractors. So part of that is attaching a subcontractor to an event service so that they get a unique contract for what they're doing. Or even if I'm just doing that with the automated text messages, like those are things that I know there's some automations in there that you can do. I just don't know if that's easy or possible. Then also, I know that you come from the event industry, which is awesome. So many of these are not made with the event industry in mind. And so I just wanted to clarify, and I think it's been answered a million times, that it's event-based. So it's not saying stuff like project and favorite color and bouquet. It's actually saying like event, and it's got the idea of like moving towards something. The few
You can
screenshots
change
I
all the
saw.
words to have them make them say whatever you want, Jonathan.
Okay,
There's
I
templates, you
appreciate
can
that.
edit them.
Awesome. So we're going to have it say King Master Jonathan Fudge the best is going to be building this, that, and the other. That'd be great.
Hire me
And then-
now and don't what Event Hog does that they have templates already in there. They have suggestions already in there. Again, I can get with you and kind of show you how we run it because you're more like me than many others.
Yeah.
But if I had to go in and figure out that system and that timing
Okay,
and those
so
triggers,
let me
I
just
would have
shortcut this.
killed myself.
I'm going to ask you to meet with me anyway. So like, we'll just
Yeah.
shortcut to that. But then
Yeah.
maybe you are better at answering my question. Are you able to would I be able to run my business with just this, with a go high level framework, or do you have to have a separate CRM to basically connect with it to fulfill the other, like contracting and invoices and that type of thing?
I use it in conjunction with Event Office. And I also have used it in conjunction with QuickBooks because that workflow works better for me. So your short answer is yes. Your long answer is you may still want to have it integrated with something that you like on the other side for accounting.
Okay. And then
More
does
for
it,
the accounting and
but it
side of
does
it,
quotes and services and all that too, right?
depending
Like I
on
guess
it,
it's
depending on how deep you dive into the higher level end of it versus the event hawk marketing pop-up. We just have to talk offline, Jonathan.
Okay, perfect. Awesome.
You've got more. So I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you, we have to have that conversation outside of this. And it's, yes is the question. Yes is the answer. More is the length of the conversation.
Cool, perfect. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, John. All right, we have Michael Carrington. Familiar name. Go ahead, Mike, unmute yourself.
Hello, it's Michelle.
I'm so sorry. This is what happens 2.5 hours into a webinar. I'm just.
Nope. No problem. I won't take it personal.
Hey, Michelle.
So I'm sure someone has had similar questions, and I'm just trying to get clarity for myself. I don't have a website for my business yet, so I would definitely want to speak to you about getting a website. But I'm trying to understand everything that I need to have in place in addition to the website to make this make sense for me. So if kind of like the prerequisites of getting your services, what do I need to put in place first that would make this make sense for me?
I wrote it down. This is what
I
I
do
show
have,
everybody. You did
I
those
do have
three.
social media. I do
Those
have
are
social
Go ahead.
media, but I don't have a lot of the traffic.
We won't know. That's the thing. I mean, so for the events industry, for the party rental industry, Google is where it's at because we did the research and there's hundreds of thousands of people every year that search bounce house rental near me, tent rental near me, table rentals near me. I don't have that right now for the event industry. You have to you got to think, where do your ideal customers congregate? Where do they hang out? Is it Facebook? Is it Google? So when I did my photo booths, I didn't go to Google mainly. I did Facebook because with Facebook, I can target engaged women who are going to be getting married in the next 6 months. And I know that they want photo booths. So that's kind of what I did. So every market is different. If Facebook is enough, we really won't know until we get the pop-up on your website. So we have to create you a website and you're going to drive traffic to that website. And then if a bunch of people start clicking the pop-up and filling out the form, then you've done a good job with traffic. If they don't, then there's just not enough people on your site. So we have to explore different ways of marketing, which I'm hoping to do a second webinar with Joette maybe soon here about exploring that and different options. And then we could talk about some of our marketing services. Again, we have customers that pay us $30,000 a year to do all their marketing, all their everything, SEO, Google Ads, social media. Most of us are not there, right? Unless you're making $500,000 or more, you're not going to want to spend that. So if you're just starting out, I'm very reasonable where I'm like, listen, you don't need all this stuff. You really just need this. And it's going to pay for itself with like one event. That's kind of how we like to structure all this. So to answer your question, you really need a website. You need to drive traffic to the website, and then this will do wonders for you.
And I need the accounting system.
The accounting system is, I mean, honestly, maybe I'm not understanding. I mean, the accounting system is just to collect payments. Way back when I just used PayPal, Square, they're all free. You know, you just have to, the accounting system, that's free. So I don't know if I'm missing something here, but you just need to
create proposals. So think of it in IO, like when everybody's adding stuff to their basket, we create proposals because we're creatives. We have to hand put those together. They're not usually just as simple as cut and paste, at least not until Jonathan gives us all his recipes, and then we're all going to sell the same thing. But for now, like, we're going to say somebody's going to have a 9 balloon bouquet, somebody else is going to have an 8 balloon bouquet, and then we have to go in there and put it's red, yellow, blue, green, purple, orange. It's more complex than just I need this bounce house. So the creative side is what plays into that 17 hats and Dubsado, and the workflows there are things that people have set up. So why we keep asking about that is because people are used to creating these proposals, not just doing it by text on the fly. Like, here's a picture. This is what you want. Yes. But to some extent, people who aren't selling a lot of items can do that with forms and take payments right in the system. So if you sell just a very strict number of here's my selection, here's what you can buy, like I have 3 pages of things that I sell, you could do that. But if you are on a higher level where you're creating multi-thousand-dollar decor events, then you're not going to use Event Hawk for that. You're going to use Event Hawk to get that corporate client to start talking to you, and then you're going to move them into your however you normally work your proposals. Like some people work them in a system, and some people use QuickBooks, and some people use Dubsado, and some people custom craft them on a publisher document and then send them a mock-up. Your workflow, your way that you sell to your clients is you're going to have to look at how Event Hawk gets those clients to you. They bring you the leads, they get the conversation started. What you can do from there is going to depend on how comfortable you are with the tools that Event Hawk provides and how complex your bidding system is, and or your proposal system is. So that's a conversation. I'm happy to put up another call in the Facebook group I've created, just so we can kind of bounce that around. But I can tell you that if it's something where I go back to Tariq and say, hey, Tariq, 50 people are using 17 hats, we got to figure this out, they will try. They will take the people's words and try and make it the simplest possible thing for them, because he's big about work less. So
Got it.
I hope that helps a little in framing it for some people, but I'm happy to set up another, off of this call to have a long like chat about this is how I do this. How would you do this? I'd be happy to answer those questions too.
Thank you. And then the other part of my question is, so since I'm one who would like to talk to you about the website development also, how long would the offer that you have for us today be good for? Like when I'm ready to do that, does the offer still stand because I was on this Zoom, or what's the availability for the offer?
So the offer, the second month free is only available now. Like, I mean, that's something that we're doing as part of this live. So if that's something you're interested in, honestly, if you're even remotely interested in this, I would sign up now to get the offer. You can cancel. If you text me and somebody asks, if I need to cancel, you just text us is the fastest way. We do email too, but we're just all about text. Just text and say, hey, Tariq, I signed up at the webinar. I thought it was really cool. After doing some digging, it's just not going to work. We'll cancel. We're not. I've been in relationships where I've been held hostage and I had to finish my term. We're not about that. You're month-to-month customer. If you just signed up yesterday, if it's 29 days and you want to cancel, that's a different story, right? If there's like one more day. But if you just signed up and you're like, I just wanted to get advantage of the offer and it's not going to work, that's fine. So anybody who's interested in the second month free, you're basically getting a free month, I would definitely sign up right now just to get that, because that's supposed to go down as soon as this webinar is over. As far as the lower price in general, we're gonna have to talk to Joette about that. So I'll keep it in I'll keep it in today just for you guys, because I know some of you guys are just catching up. But if you guys do definitely even remotely interested, sign up now so that we can at least get you in our system. And again, once you sign up, some of you guys are actually texting me right now in my Event Hawk about this. So we're texting with you guys, texting that phone number, the 708 number that's going to text you. It's on our website as well. That's if you need to cancel, upgrade, downgrade, talk about websites, reach out to us there so that we can have a more fruitful conversation.
Do I have to, can I use the system now before I have a website? Can I use it with like my social media?
Yes.
Yep. 100%.
Okay.
So that I would do that like yesterday, because your social media, you just integrate that button instead of them chatting with you on Facebook. You got to get people off of Facebook. And I know it sounds weird, but don't leave people on Facebook. And you got to bring them into your system. Event Hawk is the data in Event Hawk is yours. You could take that wherever you want. As long as it's on Facebook, it's theirs. So you need to replace that button on your Facebook and Instagram page with a lead capture form. Once they get in, it'll text them and they'll be in your Event Hawk, and that data is yours, and you don't have to worry about losing them. So yes, I would do that ASAP. And if you have social media presence, you'll see some results pretty quick.
So one of the things I do that's super successful for us, and this is a little different than the whole thing that Tariq has talked about. So set that, all that knowledge aside for a second. I have a form set up for me that I offer, like a gift certificate. We give away one a month. But I take that to festivals. I take that when I'm balloon twisting. I take that when I'm face painting. It's on a QR code that people can scan. And anywhere that we go, that we put out, if we think about it, because sometimes we forget, but if we think about it, we take it out with it. It's on our business cards, enter to win a free party. I'm constantly data capturing with one form, and you can create so many forms in Event Hawks to do just that. So if you're on Facebook only or social media only, you just have a short link to your form, and it'll start the conversation with them right there. It takes them off of Facebook and onto the phone. People want to text on their phone. They don't want to be on Facebook with you necessarily all the time. They don't want to be in an email chain with you all the time. These people that are shopping for okay, I put up this huge thing that we did, and somebody Facebook messaged me at 8 o'clock last night. It's like a $2,000 item I put out there, and I'm chatting with them until 9:30 through Event Hawk, not through Facebook. So, because my Facebook lead funneled it to me. And so it's just, I don't know how to explain it except for the conversation that you start then just becomes more personal with the people. And I don't like talking at 9:30 at night, but you know, they were going to spend a couple grand. So I was going to talk at 9:30 at night. So.
Well said. Got Ariel. We got another question from Ariel. I'm just going to call you Ariel, so can't get mad at me for that. Because you didn't tell
No,
me.
that's right. Ariel is right. Okay, so the lead, you were asking in the beginning, like how many of our people that click on the website actually go into, you know, and become a customer. So my rates for there are pretty low. I mean, it's probably lower than 1% for people like that visit the website or the Facebook page and actually turn into a lead. So this sounds like it would be great, but I also feel very overwhelmed with the amount of work that I have already. Most of my leads, I'm going to say it's like 94, last I checked, 94% of my leads turn into a booking once they actually fill out that form. So I don't have to do a lot of extra work like that's not fruitful. Does that make sense? If they fill out the form, that's the only time I communicate with them. That's the only time I need to, you know, reach out, and it turns into a sale. Now, if I'm getting more leads, I understand I'm going to have a lot more of people that aren't, you know, they're just kind of price shopping or, you know, and that's fine because it will generate more sales. But I'm wondering how much of my time will be used that will be wasted. I know a lot of what you're saying is automation, which I'm excited about, but how much work do I need to do if they're messaging at 9 p.m. at night? I want to go to sleep, you know, like how much of it is automated versus how much of it will I actually have to assist with?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously I can't tell you how many of those, yes, we're going to generate more leads. And yes, because you have it on your website, like whoever typically fills out your form is usually at the bottom of the funnel, meaning they're farther down the customer journey. They've already done their research. They've already familiar with their brand. They're not typically the people who just landed on your website and first time they're seeing it. So yes, when you use Event Hawk, you are going to get more of those people at the top of the funnel or in the beginning of their customer journey who are going to have more questions. But yes, so that should result in more bookings. Is it going to be more work? Yeah, I mean, those people, they need more hand-holding. But like you said, in the end, it's going to result in more growth. So to answer your question about automation, you can automate as much of it or as little of it as possible. As far as texting you at 9 p.m., they can text you anytime they want. You don't have to respond at 9 p.m. You could set up an autoresponder, which I don't recommend because I would just let it sit. The minute that you have an auto response, people just immediately are less likely to respond because like, oh, this is automated. I thought it was a real person. That's the whole point of this is conversational texting. People love to know that, dude, Ariel like texted me immediately. She's been helping me through, it's a real person, right? Nobody likes the customer service chat bot, right? But so what do? People text us all hours of the day. We just let it sit. We just, the next day we respond. And if they text you at 9 p.m., the system is, or like if they fill out the form at 9 p.m., we program it, for example, to not text them at 9 p.m. It'll send the text, you know, the next day at like 8 or 9 a.m. So to answer your question, all of that is automated. You can set up automations. We find, again, the more you automate, the less people respond. So we find that the best thing to do is to only automate that initial response, because that's the most important one. If you can get them to text you back one time, then the rest is smooth sailing. It's that first text to get them to respond is hard. And for me, because I've been doing this for so long, I've created templates, and now my 10-year-old can sell for me. You can hire somebody anywhere around the country, give them access to your event hawk, and they can respond for you. All you got to do is create the templates and say, hey, when they say, do you deliver to my area? Use the delivery template. When they say, how do you do this? Use this template. And it comes down to literally anybody can answer 90% of your customers' questions the same way you would have answered them. And then right at the end, when it comes to that customization stuff, that's where you're going to have to jump in. That's what we do for our business. And that's kind of what I would recommend.
Okay, I think that was mostly my question, is I didn't want to, we had just had a meeting last night for anyone that was on Joette's meeting yesterday, about just the distraction factor and maybe setting alarms, because I'm only going to check my social media at this time. And I was like, I need to do that more. And then I was like, I don't want people messaging me all the time, so that I'm just constantly getting, potential leads and not necessarily sales.
So
but okay.
Also
like
a fun thing, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. A fun thing that happens to me all the time is there's a 2-week reminder. If the person hasn't booked with you, they get like a little 2-week reminder saying, hey, did you forget about us? And I always forget that that's going to go out. And then one day, all of a sudden, then all those people start talking to me again, because yes, they did forget, or they weren't far enough along in their planning. That has garnered me more business by having that automatically set up. Just one of those automations that you forget is there, and then it happens, and the next thing you know, you get more things. But the lovely part is, if you're doing a balloon install and you start the conversation with the automation, then you can finish the conversation at 8 o'clock at night if you want. You've already started the conversation without even having to be a part of it.
One other question, this might be silly. I'm working on setting up an app on my phone that would allow me to text later. Is that something that y'all might be able to look into? Like, if I want to respond now, but I don't actually want to talk right now, like I want to give you my answer, but I don't want you to have it until 9 a.m. when I'm opening, because I don't want to start a conversation at 11 o'clock at night. So I'm working on, that's when I'm able to work, is like at 11 o'clock at night. So I'm like writing out my emails, I'm writing out my messages so that they send later. Is that something that you think y'all might be able to integrate as well, as like a delayed response?
That's a good question. As a rule, as an automation, yes, but as a case by case, like send this to this customer in 2 hours, send this to that customer in 3 hours, it would probably be more work to set up each of those automations. But I think I get what you're saying. You want to, like, if you want to answer a customer, you want to write out your answer and say, send this in 2 hours, right?
Yeah, I just have my chance, like when people have sent me lead captures, I'm going through them in the evening, after dinner, after I get my son to bed, but I don't also feel comfortable texting a customer at 10 p.m. I'd rather wait for in the morning.
Yeah, no, it's on a person by person basis. That's not possible right now, but you can create, automations. It would just be more work to do that. But I really think that since this is something that you don't have, like you have a form, a lead capture form system, 17 hats, you have a website, you have these things. There's one thing you're missing, and that's a funnel. You don't have that at all, and you're missing out on a lot right now. So that's why I recommend get it ASAP, because it's something you're completely missing. And then in a month, you could just decide, you know what, this is either the best thing out there, or, this is just not going to work for my business. But you are missing it. You're totally missing a very important piece of the puzzle. If your business needs, you need a warehouse space, and you need a cash register, and you're missing one of those things completely. It's not a matter of, is 17 hats better than Dubsado? No, you don't have either. You're totally missing a funnel system. And once you get that on there, I think the best way is just to get it, start using it. And then, hey, if you go a full month and you're like, well, then you lost $97. I mean, it's like not the worst investment, right? And I mean, again, we're happy to refund you if you quicker than that, you realize, but for $97, you'll never have to wonder, what if I did get more than 1% of those people on my website? What would that look like? I mean, we get schools, festivals, corporate events through texting. And in the beginning, we never thought we would. We're like, those people need like official things. But then you realize like, those are just regular people. And they're just so like, thank you for texting me. I'm like, dude, you're booking like a $10,000 festival or something. Like, I did not imagine that we're going to be booking these big orders through text, but they're just like, all right, perfect. This sounds great. Email me that invoice to this email so my boss can see it. And it's just like, they're just regular people like you and I who just love the fact that you are texting them. So I hope you guys all give it a shot just to see, I mean, whether it's EventHawk or something else, how much potential you've already built for your business. It's just, you got to go out and grab it. Otherwise it's just all leaking out the bottom.
So Tabitha brought up something about the automated messages, and just it's easier to talk it through than probably type it through. So the automated messages for us are, and you can change what these say if you need to, but they're set up in a way with Tariq's system that he's, it's psychologically timed out. The first thing is like, hey, you're on our website, you're looking at around, what can I help you with? And they're they think it's a person, so they're gonna answer, I need balloon bouquets. Oh, that's great. Let me check and see what date, let me check and see if we're available on your date. Now, hey, it's December 4th. Yeah, I'm booked like hell on December 4th. Ain't gonna help you. But now you have that data that the computer has mined for you, the Autobot or whatever you want to call it, has mined for you. And you can look at the next section of the conversation. So like for us, once we're to that point, we know they're looking for a bounce house. So we drop in an automatically saved message about bounce houses that says, great, I'm glad you're looking for a bounce house. Please give us the remainder of the information in this form. And we drive them to one of our many forms. For us, forms are life, because that we need to know, are they in the backyard? Are they in the front yard? Are they setting up a tent? Do they have a DJ? Are they going to do fire juggling? There's a lot of extra details we catch on to because we're an event company. But for a balloon artist, you might just say, oh, looks, you might just jump in, and that's when you start talking to them. That's great. I'm totally available and open on the 4th. I'd love to help you. What's the theme of your event? Now they tell you your theme. Great, fill out my form. Or great, do you have a picture you'd like to send me? You just have to judge, your timing and how much you want to have automated. But the nice part is, no matter what, you can be going to the restroom and your Autobot is going to start taking that information for you. You can be at dinner and have your phone flat on this table so you don't have to look at it, and it's working for you. And then you pick it back up and you continue the conversation. So it's that, oh my gosh, they answered me right away factor that people love. They really do. I get compliments on it. I can't believe you started talking to me. And I'm like looking at the conversation an hour later going, yeah, I wasn't talking to you. Okay. But it's something that they love. So I hope that answers that.
Shatira has been very patient. Go ahead and unmute Shatira.
Hey guys, so it's Shatira.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. I get it all the time. But my question is, so I'm signed up. My question is, what if I do not like my website? Like, is that something you guys specialize in, or?
So it depends on, we'd have to look at your website. If it's WordPress, we may be able to do something. We're mainly a marketing company. We like to, but there's a lot of things that we can do, but we don't do. We may refer you to someone else just because we want to do what we love. So
Right.
We can have that conversation. We'll look at your website and we could tell you what we can do for you.
Okay, that's perfect, because the reason I'm asking is a customer will be on the website and then they'll call me for directions, and I'm just over it. Like, I don't think they're able to navigate properly.
Yeah. This will fix a lot. Honestly, EventHawk is like a cheat code for your website. It doesn't, like, your website can be really, really bad, but EventHawk will kind of solve for a lot of that, because typically what happens is your customers get frustrated on your website. So they land on your website, they look around, it's usually on your website for like less than a minute. And in that time, they don't figure it out and they call you or they leave. But EventHawk tries to get them, capture their lead very early on So you capture their information and then they start to look and then they get confused with your website and then they get a text right when they're confused. So it really helps with that. They're like, yeah, I was just on your website and actually I just wasn't sure what this meant. So it takes that phone call that you get and it moves it over to text messages. So you're not having to get as many phone calls about that. And you just get more of those people. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that actually makes more sense because you're basically saying like, okay, even if my website was really, really bad, Event Hawk is just stepping in and taking place for it.
Not 100%. I'm not saying we compensate for a terrible website, right? You need to have a
Right.
website. But
Right.
if it's things like that, again, the first thing they see when they land is, hey, flash sale happening right now. If they're a serious customer and they've done their research and they know that it's going to cost me a couple $100 to do what I want to do with you, and they see this pop up and they have a date in like a month and they know they don't want to spend a couple $100 or they want some kind of deal, they're going to fill that out. Now, if they're just window shopping, they might say, yeah, I don't even know what I want. I don't need a deal right now. But those serious customers are going to jump in and be like, huh, let me see what that deal is. I know I do that because I want my wife to think I'm smart. When we're both looking at like hotels or something like that, and I find a deal, I'm like, oh yeah, look what I found, So I feel good that I got that deal to show her. And that's kind of what your customers are going to be like, regardless of where they are in the process. They want to have that deal to hold in their pocket. And the funniest thing that Stacy mentioned, they totally forget to redeem it. Like 90%
all the time, all the
they
time.
don't even mention it. It's crazy. It's like,
Gotcha.
wow. I put so much thought into my offer, and then 90% of people never even mention it. So it's just
So
the
if
way
anybody on here still does yard card, if anybody on here has a yard card company too, so I always like I cycle my sale offers, but in the summer, like around graduation season, I do like a free keepsake sign. I can't tell you how many, probably 300 people signed up for the free keepsake sign. None of them ever redeemed it. I just give it away anyway. I always give them a free keepsake sign for graduations, but nobody redeemed it.
And see, that's another thing we on the site. That's why I said there's so much going on. We do the yard cards, the in-store helium balloons, regular garlands, balloon arches, and it's like, yeah, I'm just getting
Don't worry about it.
bombarded.
You can do it all. You can do it all in Event Hawk. We do.
That sounds like
Gotcha.
Stacy's website. If you've
Right.
seen Stacy's website, it's not the best. She's getting a new site, but still, I mean, it's done. It's worked. She's at Event Hawk with her less than perfect website. Let's just put it like that, for over a year, and it does the job.
And it still works with my less than perfect website.
Yeah. That's,
And Miss Stacy, if you don't mind, could I also, like I said, I'm already signed up, but could you also take a look at my website as well?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Stacy, you mentioned something about a group, so thank you, Shatara. We're going to go to the next question. But if you want to put that link in the chat while we go to Stephanie, so people can join, because we still got like 40 people here.
Yeah, I'll set up a call in there, like a hangout in there, and invite anybody who wants to be part of it.
Yeah, just put it in the Zoom chat, maybe for anybody who didn't join. I don't know if everybody in here is in that group, but that might help. Stephanie NJ, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to unmute and ask your question.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I have two questions. You probably answered them both, but do you provide sort of the beginning analytics to help a person determine what the conversion rate is now, and then so that they can chart the potential growth? Do you start off with that, or?
So analytics start the day that you start installing that
Right.
stuff. So we can't look back unless you already have that installed. But that's a separate service. So on Event Hawk, like I showed you here, you'll be able to see all of your leads and what percent of them actually converted, as far as how many clicks. So you'll see in this dashboard how many opportunities you have. So it'll say like 4 opportunities, and they're each worth $200 each, so that's $800. And if you have different forms, for example, I offer tent rentals and bouncy house rentals. My bounce house average order is $300. My tent average order for tent rentals is, let's say, $600. If they fill out the bounce house form, it adds $300. If they fill out the tent form, it adds $600. So this is the average value, and then this is your conversion rate. So you'll start to see, as you book people, this will tell you what percent of them here for those analytics. As far as the website analytics, that's something you're gonna have to do on your website to see what percent of them are converting. You can see all those reports here. So once you install it, you can link into, reporting, sorry. Once you install it, you can see all of your Google numbers and all that here once you integrate it. But you do have to set that up. But yeah, you can see how many clicks you got, how many of them converted, all that good stuff.
Okay, so right now, if I signed up today, I can't look back, so I won't know where I've been. Is that what you're saying?
Correct, unless you have the something installed prior. So do you have Google Analytics installed on your website?
I don't know that I do. I have a WordPress website and I'm not sure whether I have it installed or not because I don't handle it, someone else does.
Yeah, so you could ask whoever built your website if they might be tracking your clicks and everything. We do that for our marketing clients. We will track how many views you got, how many of those views became clicks, how many of those clicks became leads, and how many of those leads became bookings. We track all that for our marketing clients. So whoever's doing your website, they would need to look at that.
Okay, second question was the link, the chat that pop up, does it only pop up on your website, or did I hear you say that it pops up in other forms, for instance, Facebook, Instagram, all of those places?
It doesn't pop up on there, but you can, like your button on Facebook, you can pick what you want to happen with the button. When they click, instead of call me or message me, you could switch that button to one of those forms. Or you could create a lead tree or a link tree. Anybody familiar with link tree? Link tree is where you have links. Yep, there you go, Ariel. So that's the best thing to do is to create a page, which you can do in EventHawk with all of your links. Hey, if you want to call me, click here. If you want to get a quote, click here. If you want to text me, click here. And if you're interested in this or that, you put all those links, and each of those links is connected to a form or a call me button or something like that. That's the best way to do it. And you connect that form or that list of links. Linktree is like, you could pay for it through Linktree. You could just create it free through EventHawk as part of the software. You link that Linktree to your Facebook and Instagram, and then they can pick what they want. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. And what about Google?
Google what? Like Google My Business? Yeah, you could do that. Same
Yes.
thing on Google. Yep. Yeah, so you can Google Maps. Actually, Google Maps has its own chat. They'd have to, Google Maps sends them back to your website. They do have a chat that, yes, you can integrate in. So yeah, Google Maps is a couple different ways. If they chat with you on Google Maps, it goes straight into EventHawk. If they visit your website, then they see the pop-up on your website.
Okay. So Ariel, you'll do a lesson on how to use Linktree. Is that what I was hearing?
I'm trying to pull up my Instagram. Show you guys what it looks like.
Okay.
Ariel, I offered for you to unmute if you want to say something about that.
She typed it.
Yeah, it's just too easy. The link itself is a little weird because you actually type in linktr.ee, and then for mine it's /air balloons. So I just send people that link no matter what it's for. Like if they're like, do you need to fill out the form? There's a link on there and it takes you to my Dubsado form. There's my Venmo link on there. There's my PayPal link on there, my Facebook page, my Instagram page. So whatever they're looking to get to, I always just use the same link. And then what I did is Linktree also allows you a QR code. So I put that QR code on my business card. It takes you to my Linktree that will take you to my website, my Facebook, whatever you want to click on. So and it's free. Linktree is free. Everybody should have it. Just get it. I promise. It's easy. You won't have a hard time setting it up. I promise.
I use whatever they're paid. I don't know. They had some paid feature that I had to get, but yeah, free is good for most people. But yeah, it's really good because Facebook and Instagram only allow you one button, and that one button is going to be message me or call me. But what if you want to give your people different options? That's what Linktree is. It turns that one button into multiple buttons essentially. That is it for us here. Anybody else? Any final questions? I don't see any other hands
I think
risen.
Stephanie has her hands up.
Oh, no, he just answered me, so I don't know how to take it down. Oh, here we go.
Well, you
Just
guys
ignore
have
my hand for a minute.
no, you're good. I took it down. You're all good.
Okay.
You guys have been really, really awesome. Thank you so much for the hospitality. Really, I mean, this is the best. I do a lot of webinars, but this is the best new webinar where I've talked to people who know absolutely nothing about
Best
me.
balloon webinar ever.
Well, I hope you guys think so, but I'm really glad. I really had a blast. These things I should have warned you guys in the beginning. They never end when they're supposed to because we're just having such a good time. Again, we're almost 3 hours in and there's still 30 people in here. You guys are absolutely amazing. Now that we're here, I'm actually glad that we did it at the time we did it. Usually we do it later in the day and we get more people, but then they go until like 1 a.m. So literally like we'll be out till 1 a.m. My wife's like, "Are you coming?" I'm like, just go, just go. I don't get the privilege to leave like Joette did, so it's a blast. But thank you guys so much. I did put the link in the chat. If you guys have me on Facebook, go ahead and add me. My name is Tariq El Khatib. You guys should be under. I'll put it in the chat right here. Add me on Facebook. We can continue the conversation there. The best and fastest. I like. My Facebook is always overflowing. So if you're going to message me on Facebook, you might wait a day or two. I do eventually answer, but text me. I'll put the number right here. If you text me, my whole team gets it. And if it's something that I need to address, 401-6465, we respond right away. Stacy learned the hard way not to keep messaging me on Facebook because she got sick of waiting, but now she just texts in and I'm in Event Hawk all day. So I texting me and my team, we have the appropriate people. We have a Google team, a SEO team, website team. Everybody will get to you. I will get this recording as soon as it's processed. Take a little while because it's 3 hours. I'll get it to Joette with any other notes we can come up with. I'll share that sign up link one last time here, but you will have to copy it over. So if you are, once we end the Zoom, the sign up link or all the chat goes away. /balloon. So I'm going to share that one
So
more
if
time.
somebody's watching tonight after work, is it going to be like open till midnight or something, just in case we have some stragglers that watch a little later, or do we know?
I will do my best to keep it going. It causes a problem when my regular customers see the reduced pricing. So I want to
I just
kind
want to
of
make sure it's stated in here. So if somebody's copying it, it's 8:30 at night and it doesn't work.
Yeah, I tell you what, we'll keep it till the end of the day. We'll keep it today, and then tomorrow we'll kind of we'll change it. It should change. So go ahead and save the link that I just put. I put my phone number, my name. I'll put it up here if you guys want to just screenshot it. So my name, our phone number, and the website. If you guys want to screenshot that, if you're having trouble with the chat, go ahead and screenshot it, and you can check it out later on. And any other questions, shoot us a text. We'd love to have you. Thank you guys again so much. You guys are incredibly hospitable, very, very amazing. Man, I got to tell you, when I first introduced this idea to the party rental people, it was not received as well. We did a webinar like this. They're like, "You don't need that. This doesn't." And all those people are now like, we've had even attempts to, it's crazy. It's crazy how it started from just nothing, from just a regular guy, just like you guys, starting with an idea. And now we have over 1,000 people using it. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much. I'm excited. We'll talk soon. And Stacy, anything you need from me, just reach out. We can hop into that group.
And yeah, the Facebook group, if you guys have any questions, throw them in there. I'll try and answer them later this evening.
Have a great day, guys. Bye.
Thanks, Tariq. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.